All right, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are well. Sorry, I ran a couple minutes late because I was setting up another camera that I have, um, but it didn't. We just talk. We just have. Okay, here we go, man. All right, we're ready. We're rolling. We're ready. We're rolling. What's going on? Gilbert Jimenez in the building. What's going on, brother? How you feeling this morning? Money team in the building. Salute to you, sir. Ray Patterson, what's going on, man? Terry Schmoot, what's happening? CVP Jr., $7 Rothschild in the building. What's going on, man? Just a fan in the building. What's happening with you, sir? Mo Lester, what's going on, man? I got to stop saying that too fast, brother. Hold on. Mo Lester, what are you talking about, brother? What up, brother? Here, let me tell you something, Mo Lester. See you later, brother. Let me tell you what's up, man. Go away. That's what's up, Mo Lester. Get out of here, man. See you, man. You got to change that name, friend. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? What's good, Jim Bellamy? Everything's good, man. I can't complain about it, man. Nothing. Everything's good, man. We're just out here talking this bison this morning, man. Yeah, man. Mr. Wayne, what's going on? Kel, what's going on, man? Carl Dickerson, what's good, brother? How you feeling this morning? CVP Jr., what's going on, man? He said, gee whiz, already at it? Yeah, hey, dude. The dude was in my comment section trying to set me up for something. So I was like, Mo Lester. That's why this got a molester. Oh, you got your name as Molester, but you have me saying Mo Lester. So like, oh, okay. All right, cutie pie. See you later, man. Come back onto something else, man. You ain't sticking around with that name, man. Can't. And by the way, that ain't no serious account of yours, so I don't feel bad just rejecting your name. Come on back underneath another one of those and ask for a wrench or something. See you in a minute, man. Terry Schmoot in the building said there's so many trolls between been around on chats lately. Oh yeah, it's full time, man. Boxing's back rolling a little bit, man. You know, looks like we're getting closer to some more fights. So you know, everything's getting stirred up, man. Tay Bricks in the building said get him up out of here. Yeah, I had to go, man. What if it's a real name? That would be funny. Yeah, man, but it's not. He's got Mo Lester and a picture of what's that God dog, man, what's the name? The Tiger King or whatever that guy's name is. Yeah, so he's got to go. Ray Murphy in the building. What's going on, Stone Bars? What's going on, Ray Murphy? Yeah, the Tiger King. Yeah, that picture of the Tiger King with Mo Lester. Yeah, just gone ahead, man. You're funny. You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. I'm sure you're having a good old time with it. But, you know, like I said, come back as something else. Come back as something else. What's going on, Ramen Turner in the building? What's going on, sir? So, look, man, like we said, man, this is the morning where if you guys want to talk about something, you guys can jump on the chat. We can chop it up. We'll wait till some more people get in the building. Kenyatta Ali said, bang that like button. One love from Jordan. Salute. All right, hey, Kenyatta Ali, thank you. Shout out to you, man. King Solomon in the building. What's happening with you? Terry Schmoot, be safe on those roads, King. Oh, you out there? Quincy Carter? Are you out there? You trucking or you just driving? Mr. Ray the Boss said, what's good, my brother? Philly in the house, man. Shout out to Philly, one of the best places possible in boxing. The best cities for boxing. The great city of Philadelphia. Hey, man, I was listening to Jerron Ennis, his father, talk yesterday on a channel called YSM. You guys should support YSM. They have a lot of good interviews out of that gym they put up on that out of that Philadelphia gym. They put up on that channel, and he was talking about Blair the Flair Cobbs. No, man, no word on Devin haven't signed yet. I don't know what's taking so long, Quincy Carter. He said he's on his way, so I'm sure they signing that contract right now. You know. Tim B said, long time fan to do. What's going on, Tim B? Thank you, brother. Hey, Just a Fan said, Philly is a great fight town in the ring or the street. Yeah, you know it. Man, a whole lot of cities are really good fight towns out in the streets. Whole lot of people getting, and not with the fists either, man. We stay. Terry Schmoo said we still on Devin contract sign and watch. Man, let me tell you something, man. KO Boxing breaking news said, I talked to Tim Crawford yesterday. Who is Tim Crawford? I don't know who Tim Crawford is. Who's Tim Crawford? And they told me directly no contract with PBC is signed yet. How long did it take Dillian to sign his contract? I don't know. It took a little bit of time, man. It took a little bit of time, brother. Kelvin, I don't know who Tim Crawford is, though. Who's Tim Crawford? Calvin Graham said, do you think Tank is ungrateful or fed up with Mayweather Promotions? I don't know, man. The dude may just be having a hissy fit. I can't tell you. He said Tim Crawford doesn't exist. I'm sure there's a Tim Crawford somewhere, but if you're trying to play it off for like it's his brother, he doesn't have a brother. He has a sister. And his name is Terence. And the short for Terence is Terry. But I've never heard anybody call him Terry. Right? So I've heard people call him Bud. So I don't know who that is. Who Tim is. But you let me know who that is. The rumor that Tank is leaving Mayweather. He's got one fight left, man. What's going on, Educated Jab? How you feeling, bro? KO Boxing breaking news said they said that Terence wants to fight Thurman, but Thurman is asking for too much money at this time, so it might look like Josh Taylor and also Bob Arum lawsuit is still in effect. Yeah, that lawsuit ain't going to affect him from fighting, though. What's going on? Just Fans said, fed up, in my opinion. They just need to give him unified fights. Yeah, pretty much, bro. Yeah, I think, he may have just lashed out. Who knows, man? We'll see as it plays out. I'll talk about it because it's interesting to me. I don't mind talking about hissy fits and things like that. But at the end of the day, man, those guys are probably going to sit down and talk to each other. And, if he's got one more fight left on the deal, we'll see what's going on. But you can hear frustration from his camp, from other people in his camp. You can hear it. About the where I've heard about it is, what's going on, Mark Booker? Where I've heard it the most is when he talks about the Lomachenko fight. And I do also think that they want to fight back, and they want to fight in Baltimore. Terry Schmoo, but Keith don't sell pay-per-view numbers. Bud outsold Keith. Hey, look, man, we'll see what happens, man. Maybe if it's roid rage, maybe it's roid rage with Tank. Nah, I'm just kidding. He's not juicing. Hey, man, he ain't juicing. But I'm going to tell you what, he's a lot more disciplined than he used to be. He's a lot more disciplined than he used to be. He ain't blowing up in weight, man. I'm impressed by that, man. I guess that dude said, look, man, I can't be missing his weight no more, man. Let me stay on it, Ruben Langford said, asking for too much money sometimes can be a slick way of ducking. Yeah, it can. Hold on one second. Not going anywhere. Just hold on a second. My allergies are on blast today. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Woo! Like I said, my allergies are on blast today. Yeah, Terry Schmoo said, Tank stopped the sipping. Look at his physique. It looks good. Yeah, man, he looks close to weight, man. He looks like he's not trying to go through all of that crazy weight drains and all of that stuff that they got to do that weakens you. What's going on, Ray Murphy in the building? What's going on, man? Jason Allen said, I'm still waiting on him to tell us who Tim is. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard him say that before. You talked to Tim Crawford. There ain't no Tim Crawford in that camp. You know what I mean? Marquis says, Zyrtec, yeah, it only comes up every once in a while, man. I don't like to take too much medication if I can avoid it. I just have what you call like an air purifier running over here that I need to keep going. And also I didn't run this little vacuum through my house. I got this like robot vacuum. I didn't run it for the last couple days, and the dog hair picked up in that. There's a lot of dog hair that didn't get picked up. I don't usually sneeze when I run that air purifier, and I make sure that these hardwood floors are vacuumed. Hey, King of Kings, nah, man, you're not super late, man. I didn't start till 9. I didn't start till 9:15. Ruford Langford said, Fanon, excuse my manners. Salute Fanon and everybody in the chat. Absolutely, man. What's going on, ED? 13 Dog said, Buenos dias, amigo. Hey, man, buenos dias to you. Or should I say Donata? Thank you. And buenos dias. What's going on, Manny Lopez? Brother Coda said, Tank needs to get away from TMT, even though they have done a lot for him, all except getting him great fights and not these nobodies. Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of sick of that, man. Absolutely, man. Sick of the, who he's going to fight next type of thing. Once it gets predictable, Just a Fan said, I used to take allergy meds. Now I eat a lot of local honey. Yeah, that's a good point because I do think that does work. The local honey, that's what I've heard. The bees, that to neutralize your allergies. Yeah, that's dope. Thanks for the reminder on that. I did hear about that. Kevin Johnson said the lightweight division is the best in boxing right now, in my opinion. Yeah, if cats would be real about it. If we had a real situation in boxing, I think the welterweight's better. The welterweight's better than I think welterweight's better than the lightweights are. However, the lightweights are good. I just wish some of these guys would prove that they're good. In my opinion, the only guys that have really approved it to me, where I know like, oh yeah, that's a top level guy, is Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis. The rest of those guys haven't proved it to me. Teofimo didn't prove it to me, even though he did beat Lomachenko. I understand that, but he didn't really prove it to me, especially since he came back and has lost. He came back in his next fights and lost to George Kambosos. George Kambosos ain't proved it to me yet because I've only seen him have one good fight. Devin Haney ain't proved it to me yet because on the real, Shakur is at 130. He's not at 135. If Shakur Stevenson beats Oscar Valdez, he's proven it to me beyond a shadow of a doubt. But JoJo said Gary is hands down the best fighter he's fought. Quincy Carter said, oh, yeah, man, dude, obviously. You talking about, like, compared to Devin? Gary's a better fighter than Devin. He's just smaller. He's definitely a better fighter than Devin, though. I'm just telling you, man. Hey, Fanon, are you still doing the 6 o'clock stream? Good morning to the chat. I believe so, man. I'm going to try to keep my word on that. We're going to see how the day goes. We're going to see how the day goes, man. You know what I mean? Brother Coda said the only problem with Devin is that he's avoided. Look, man, if Devin don't take this fight, I don't want to hear none of that. No more of that stuff. All right, I'm telling you. And here's the link in the chat too. I'm putting the link in the chat, and you all and anybody want to challenge me on that, man? Challenge me on that. All right, because I swear, dog, I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of it. He got to take that fight. What's taking so long, man? What's taking so long? If he don't take that fight, I don't want to hear no more, man. If you don't take that fight, I don't want to hear it no more. And I'm telling you, do not get fooled. Top Rank has somebody else for George Kambosos to fight. They're going to pull somebody out the woodwork. I'm telling you, man. Devin took a payday with the zone and limited his opportunities. Yeah, and he about to get fired too. And he about to get fired, Just a Fan, because they just fired. They're firing what's his face. Hey man, that link's in the chat. Did I put the link in the chat? Come end it. You ain't debating nobody though. You ain't debating nobody. But I'll put that link in the chat. That's what I said I was gonna do today, man. And by the way, thank you to everybody over the week that has supported in the super chat and supported in the Cash App. Thank you guys so much for your support. It really did mean a lot this week, and it does mean a lot. Thank you guys for helping me on the grind, man. Just the Fans is going to be Shakur. If he beats Valdez, he will move up and get George Kambosos. Mr. Wenig 13 said, Devin is taking the fight, I'm sure. Hey, I hope so. Let's get it done, man. Come on, man, because seriously, I don't want to have to tell all you Devin Haney fans y'all got to shut up forever. Okay? I don't want to do it. I'm friends with a lot of Devin Haney fans. So for y'all's sake, a man got to take that fight because y'all talk a lot. I'm trying to tell you, y'all take talking about a prospect to a whole nother level. I'm trying to tell you. You guys take, or to contender. He ain't a prospect anymore. What's he, a contender? Y'all take it to a whole nother level, man. I ain't seen a dude get talked about more, less popular dude get talked about more than Devin Haney. Everybody else, in order to get this much conversation out of a fan group, these dudes usually actually have to be selling out arenas and stuff, man. Nobody else gets this. I'm telling you, man, they did a great job with that marketing, man. Y'all keep that dude's name up front and center. And he ain't, you know what I mean? Oh, so he a champion. Nah, he ain't. What's up, Karan in the building? What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing? It's me again.
Hold on one second, man. I can't hear you. It might be on my end, though. Hold on one second. Because I can't hear you. All right. You there?
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me now?
Oh, nah, yeah, I got you. I had another speaker on, man. Yeah, go ahead, man.
You know, it's me trucking again, man. I'm always listening to you.
Oh, that's what's up, brother. How you feeling today?
I'm all right. I just had a question. I heard Eddie Hearn say that they was going to accept the fight even though they knew Devin was worth more. I thought they already accepted the fight. It was something that came out last night where he said that they accepted the fight even though they knew that Devin was worth more.
Oh, if that came out last night, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I saw something last night with Eddie Hearn. If you look, he said we're accepting the fight even though we know that Devin is worth more just so he can make his mark.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
All right,
so
that's good.
That's all I wanted.
So.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep listening. I'm out here working right now, so keep doing your thing for now.
All right, man. Be safe on the road. Be safe on the road, brother.
All right, brother. Later.
All right. All right, cool. That's what's up. Yeah, where's the link? The link is in here. Hold on a second, man. That's good. All right, so cool. He accepted it. Let me see something. That's good. Cool. Good. That's good. I'll take y'all, let y'all word on that then. Awesome. For 9, Haney better stop acting like a diva and take that fight. All right, so if he took it, he took it. So that's what's up. Soda Black. The link is right here. There you go. Just joining it in this as a rumor or has it been in talks? I don't put nobody on here, brother, with the name It's a Troll, bro. You got to go, brother. Oh, no, that's you. Show your face, bro. You showed your face. I wasn't going to do it, dude.
I wanted. Can you hear me, Mr. Fanon?
Yeah. What's going on,
Okay.
Terry?
My bad. I got my Bluetooth in, so if it's a little bit of feedback, it's only because it's bouncing from my Bluetooth. So my bad. My apologies. That was me. I had my trick or treat on. Trick or treat for Devin. So Fanon, trick or treat. Hey, real quick though, and it's always a pleasure to listen into the chat. And you know what I was doing when it comes to the Devin Haney thing. From what I've been hearing, is that they want to get at least a little bit of proof on some of the numbers, some of the amounts, because it could always be, well, one of my biggest examples that I use is like the Riddick Bowe Lennox Lewis, because I think Riddick Bowe, when they wanted to quote unquote fight, I think like Riddick Bowe sent like a contract for like 70 or 75,000. Would Lennox Lewis really take that fight for 70-75,000? And then I think that's what led to Riddick Bowe throwing the belt away in the trash. So like that's why I was saying like sort of kind of lowball offers like that. Those could be ducks because I mean really you're gonna give Lennox Lewis 75,000 and I don't think they came back with another offer. And then Riddick Bowe did his stuff. So we just wanted to see the numbers. That's all. Like don't give us 18,000 and a Hyundai Sonata. Like let us get something. That's all we wanted to see. So that's all I can really just say and speculate on.
Hey man, it's a sure win for Devin. So you might as well go ahead and take that. The only thing I'm playing. I'm really I have to hope he gets paid fairly. I don't everybody want people to get undone, get paid, to be treated unfairly. I'm just like, man, y'all better come on and get this. For no reason should he not take this fight. Because it would be absolutely bananas not to. Because if he's going to get a shot at all the belts, and that's going to get him where he wants to go, I just think he needs to take it. But all right, man, Terry. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. No, be safe, sir.
All right, man, you be safe. Yes, sir. That's the legendary Terry Schmoot. My man, King of Kings in the building. Thank you, brother, man. Much love and that support, brother. He said, I'm okay with you calling Devin a duck. I'm also okay with him not taking crumbs and not signing the contract before seeing it. Oh, yeah, obviously, man, he got to see the contract. No doubt about it, King of Kings. I'm just messing with you. I just want him to take the fight, man. Because I think that's a good fight. I'll be excited for that fight. Much love in that super chat, brother. Jay is on. What's going on, man?
Hey, Fanon, what's going on, man? First of
Man,
all,
I can't complain. What's good with you?
Big fan, man, a huge supporter, man. But
thank you, man.
But I had a question on, man. So I saw the latest video you dropped last night, and you were speaking on the whole Victor Conte situation, man. I was like, man, I gotta tap in with Fanon, man. I'm a little disappointed, man. You know, Victor Conte might be one of the most janky men in boxing. So why are we even running with any headlines that he's saying, man? And it's kind of like, you know, with Errol Spence Jr., I feel like, you know, he's walking around, he's on weight early as hell, cut up, looking good in the motherfucker. It's like, you know, people just keep trying to throw, you know, dirt on the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But look, first of all, I did it, and I said it and pretty much the whole time. I said, man, come on. If this dude don't test positive, this man doesn't test positive, it ain't really nothing to say about it. You can say anybody looks like they're on steroids, especially if they're ripped and all that. So the tone of the video, I don't know if did you listen to the whole video?
No, I listened to the whole video.
Yeah, see, there you go, man. You got to actually listen to the video, man. If you go off the title, then you may think something that I'm saying that I'm not saying. The whole tone of the video was that I thought it was garbage, and I spent most of the time saying that basically I talked about how they used to have, because he had gynecomastia, or that like the little puffy things on his chest, that people were accusing him of steroids. But I'm like,
man, he had them big ass nipples since he was in elementary, man. Tell the boys stop hating, man. Hey, we come for that fourth belt for now. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Strap season all day. But just understand, man. Yeah,
we coming for that fourth belt, man.
Yes, sir. Don't get it twisted, bro. I was defending him, and I pretty much said that I find it was interesting. That's why I'm saying you got to listen to the video.
Okay.
Because what I said was I find it real funny that everybody can have a real solid imagination when it comes to, Errol Spence Jr. and the fact that he's, the fact that he looks strong and all of that.
Yeah.
However, y'all get mighty forgetful when it's actually people who have tested positive. Like what happened with Oscar Valdez, what happened with Canelo Alvarez, what happened with Tyson Fury. Yeah. So I made sure I covered that, man. You just gotta, you just gotta listen to the video.
All right. So now because you really, you keep it real. You don't keep it biased,
dude,
man.
Let me tell you something, man. I'll say this flat out, dog. They've always trying to find a way. Like, I ain't putting nothing on Terence Crawford about him being on no juice. Errol Spence Jr. about being on no juice. Gervonta Tank Davis on being on no juice, because they've never tested positive.
Nah, it's all hard work down here in Texas, baby.
Yeah, I know. So just make sure, man. You got to listen to the video.
Okay,
man.
All right.
Be fair with me.
Okay,
because and here, just to defend myself even further, I didn't put that out originally. I got that. I think Blue Blood was the first one to put something out like earlier in the week. Then I saw somebody else do something earlier in the week.
I'm gonna have to tap in with Blue one time real quick then.
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna have to tap in with Blue too then.
Yeah. You know this is Team Spence right here, dog.
Hey, man. Hey, that's my brother. I got to tap in and check, though. I'm just saying that,
I know. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Look, man, I'm just telling you that I refuted it, because I get a lot of comments in the comment sections and in my DMs about Errol being on steroids.
Yeah.
And I've been getting that shit since the Kell Brook fight.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were selling during the Kell Brook fight. But I'm just telling you, no. What I said, and if you listen to that video, my whole argument was, how in the world y'all always getting suspicious of cats that haven't tested positive? And dude, there's so many people juicing. You can't say for sure whether somebody's on something or not, because you just don't know. The only way you can do it is if they were actually tested positive or not.
Right.
But then these cats get memory loss when they're dudes that have actually tested positive and act like something's wrong with you for saying something about it.
Right. Okay. All right. No, I got
Is that fair, brother?
We good. Now, like I said, I just had to tap in with you real quick.
I appreciate that, man.
Come from behind the curtains, man. Let me tap in for now real quick. Keep going live.
Yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you, man.
All right, now we appreciate that support, man. Tell everybody, man, buy that pay-per-view April 16th, man. My brother coming to smoke something out, man. Man, damn,
I know he is, man. Hey, dog, and only apology I owe y'all for is, man, whoop this boy's ass so I can get him the #1 pound for pound.
Ben, we got you on that. Don't even worry. He coming.
Right,
he working.
Whoop his ass so I can get y'all the #1 pound for pound. And then I can be like, yeah, because that solidifies it, man. But you know I rock with y'all heavy, man.
All right. I got you. Take that support, brother. Take care.
Anytime and always, man. Thank you, brother.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right. That's what's up. That's the man right there, man. Alrighty, that's the man right there. So hey man, said Zach Rich, are you still going over the terms of the contract? They are still going over the terms of the contract. They should be announced next week. Yeah, okay, that's good. As long as they take that, man, let's get that. And I'm happy about it, man. Soto Black in the build. What's going on, Soto Black? You sideways. There you go. What's going on, man?
Yo, peace, man. How you feeling this morning, man?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I just got checked by Team Spence, though. Other than that, I feel good.
That's what's up, man. I just wanted to say, I appreciate your channel, man. I watch every day. Don't necessarily get to watch live every day because, I work during the time that you go live. But I always make sure I catch the show, when I'm getting off. I'm actually on my way to work now, so, it kind of like overlaps the times, man. But I just wanted to let you know, man, I appreciate the show, bro. You got the #1 boxing channel, in my opinion.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
You stay consistent, you stay unbiased, and you're on every day, man. Just like my favorite cartoon, man. You know what I mean? So I appreciate
Thank
you.
you, man.
I got a couple of questions though.
Okay.
It's a little off topic. It's about Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Now Deontay Wilder, that's if that's my favorite boxer of all time. Him and Errol Spence, is like my two favorite. But I just got a question. I was having a conversation with a relative a few days ago, and long story short, I just want to know your opinion on this. So, when the first Wilder and Tyson Fury fight was, do you feel like Wilder kind of underestimated Fury's ability to be able to, come in with that level of competition or whatnot, or like, do you feel like Wilder was just, looking for another guy to knock out while I'm waiting on Anthony Joshua to make up his damn mind?
No, man, I think that he knew that Tyson Fury is probably the best heavyweight in the world. Like Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury is not an unknown commodity. Tyson Fury had already beaten Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury had already held three of the four belts, and those guys were on their way to fighting each other. Those guys were supposed to fight each other several years ago before Tyson Fury had to give up all his belts and all that. Deontay Wilder, I can't remember the name of the fight where Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury jumped into the ring with him and started going off on him or whatever. But nah, man, everybody's known for a long time, man, that Tyson Fury is probably the best fighter in the world. Only problem is whether or not he was going to be in shape and whether or not, and so then he gave him the 2 fights to get back in shape, right? And they fought on Showtime against, Pineda and Safiri. And then he came back, gave him 2 tune-up fights, and then took the fight. If he would have just taken the fight like straight off cold out of 2 years off, then maybe he would have been looking to catch him sleeping. But when people say that, people act like that.
Yeah.
When people act like that about that, they forget that the dude did have 2 tune-up fights, right? And also they had been talking about that fight for like a year. So first of all, he started announcing his comeback. He shed a lot of weight. He trained for over a year and had 2 fights before he fought Deontay Wilder. So I mean, and I don't think if Deontay Wilder was underestimating him, then Deontay Wilder's not as smart as I think he is, because he's not dude is definitely not a mystery, man. Dude is definitely not a mystery, man.
Right. Okay. I appreciate that. And I side with you. Like I said, I just wanted confirmation because we got some Wilder haters out here. So I was just having a conversation with a family member, and they was just like, oh man, he was just looking for a cherry pick, and he just got caught on, and I was just like, nah, man, in boxing it ain't really no cherry picks, especially at that level, when you're going to
if he was a cherry pick, how did he get his hands on 3 of the major belts, man?
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Tiger Stripe. Hey, hold on. Hey, Tiger Stripe, bro, you seem uncomfortable talking to people. Dude. Hey, Soda Black, do I seem uncomfortable talking to you?
Nah, you seem like you do every day, man.
It ain't nothing but a thing. But hey, you can jump
maybe
on Tiger Stripe.
Maybe they uncomfortable hearing us talk, man. Maybe they uncomfortable hearing us talk. That's probably what it is.
Pretty much, man. But yeah, any next time somebody says that to you, just be like, look, He had 3. He already had 3 of the 4 major championship belts. And the dude was one of the top cats. He one of the top heavyweights. Ain't nobody. And if he was somebody could cherry pick, dude, how could he be where he is now, man? Where everybody considers him the best heavyweight. You know what I mean? He wasn't a cherry pick. That Tyson Fury ain't. How you get a 6'9", 300-pound cherry? I don't even know cherries come that way.
Right.
You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
So to the next question.
Yeah.
So I heard you one time say that you said Tyson Fury is a Hall of Fame boxer and Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Fame boxer. Do you still agree on that?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you when I said that. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When I say somebody's going to the Hall of Fame, I'm literally thinking about the people that are going to that are going to vote for him. You know, not whether or not I think that he is I would vote for him or not. Right. I'm talking about, well, who would Dan Rayfield vote for? Who would Dougie Fisher vote for? Right? Who are the guys that actually have the votes to the International Boxing Hall of Fame? Who would they tend to vote for? And the guys that I say they would vote for is Tyson Fury because he's accomplished a lot. Deontay Wilder, Lomachenko, Chocolatito, more than likely, Monster Inoue, guys like that where they've already given them a lot of accolades in their career. Canelo, you know what I mean? Right. Guys like Terence Crawford may not make it because they may be biased against Terence Crawford. They've not given Terence Crawford awards that I thought Terence Crawford has deserved before.
Right. Okay. So I mean, you kind of cleared it up for me because my third question about that, and I mean you can answer it if you want, but you kind of already cleared it up. I was gonna ask you, and this is my final question. I was gonna ask you, was Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder are Hall of Fame boxers before they fought each other? Because it seems like that kind of puts them over the top when they fought each other.
I think Deontay Wilder was. I don't think Tyson Fury was.
Yeah.
I think Tyson Fury got over because Tyson Fury, because of how he lost his belts. You know, he never defended any of his belts, but they've now both been in that, I mean, where they've just had terrific fights with each other. And I think that got Tyson Fury over the hump. Deontay Wilder, I think he got over the hump just because he was, he defended his belt 10 times. He's knocked out 40 people. The man is just like a highlight reel. For me, there's not very many guys that have accomplished what Deontay Wilder has accomplished as a heavyweight. Very, very few. And I think Tyson Fury probably could still do a little bit more because he's only got 26 fights and, but I think he has established himself to be the best heavyweight probably since Lennox Lewis. I think so. Because I think he's better than Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate you, man. And tell all them Spence haters, man, with all that stuff, man. Look, we ain't talking about Canelo and his PEDs. We ain't talking about all these other. They never had a reason.
Man. I can't hear you now. I can't hear you now.
Yeah, no. I was finna say, tell all those Spence haters talking about this PED use. He's never had a reason to use PEDs, man. He's always been a hard worker, always been, had his eye on the prize, man. He ain't got to cheat, man. Spence said that's one dude that don't got to cheat to get where he got to go,
Nah, man,
so
that dude don't look. And by the way, man, pick which one, dog. I mean, is the dude done and with a broken eye and messed up and about to lose, or is the dude on juice, man? Anyway, man, the dude looks. It's hard for fat boys to conceive that you can look like that. That's what I thought.
Right.
But until the dude gets caught, or he's clearly like doing things that make it look like, where it's obvious just based off what he's like. He started at 114 and now, his head done grown that much. When his head starts growing, talk to me, or he tests positive. But all right, man, I get back with you. Motor Man in the building. Oh, and my man Soda Black. I'm sorry. All right, get back with you, Soda.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, man, all day. All right, here you go, bro. And my man, Motor Man, Omaha coming to clean up the PBC. Hey, man, Omaha need to be part of the PBC. What's going on? Dre's Finest in the building. What's going
up,
on, man?
Fanon? How you been, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. I see all you good people in your shirt and ties this morning, man. You're making me feel underdressed. You at work or you at church?
I'm at church.
All right.
I'm at church, man. Had to come outside for a minute. I went in my pocket and you popped on, man. I ain't been in a minute, man. Someone took and hacked my account. I had to close everything, man.
Oh man, that's messed up, man. I'm
Yeah,
glad you glad you got it back.
had to shut down everything, man. Yeah. It was good to see you, my bison brother.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Man, what you think about Shakur and
Valdez,
Valdez? Yeah.
that Shakur gonna come out like a star, like Shakur's about to pop out the top. That's what I think. I'm
Yeah,
shocked he
yeah,
took
yeah.
that fight, man.
Man, Valdez been running for so long, man. I'm surprised he took it too.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
surprised he
man, when you
took it
started you
too.
handing out candy, I thought that had something to do with. I think that had something to do with that Terence Crawford lawsuit on Bob Arum, though. Because the timing of it, man, the timing of it was like, man,
Man,
you gonna get his kid that fight when you know damn well you don't want to be feeding Oscar Valdez to Shakur Stevenson. Maybe they feel like they can still, build him back up after Shakur waxes him. But I don't see how Shakur. Hey man, they better get that juice ready. That's all I'm saying. See, you better get that
special
phenamine,
tea.
you better get that tea and all that stuff ready. You know?
Yeah, I was listening to you. Matter of fact, I was checking out the other video, man, when he was talking about Spence and who else was Spence and about being on steroids.
Yeah, man. And I hope you understand that I was because I gotta be
I
real clear
understood
with
it.
people.
I listened to the whole thing.
Thank you.
I listened to the whole thing. I don't just go off what it says. I have to listen to what someone say. What you're looking at can say anything to you. It can interpret anything to you unless you hear it for yourself. Yeah, but like you said, man, they need to go after these people, man, that's already been found on steroids. But it seems to me they're part of the system, and the system ain't gonna go against that. Instead they're gonna try to go against the brothers that's out here doing the right thing, that they never found any steroids on them or any kind of use of steroids. I don't get it. But yet,
Because you know what
Bob,
now this is something I don't usually do. Well, you know what Spence is on.
what's that?
Them Negroids. he on them Negroids. They don't trust them Negroids.
No doubt.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, dog, because let me tell you something, man. I was at a basketball game, and I usually don't do this just because I'd be trying I try to duck the smoke with a lot of stuff that people be saying. But I was watching these kids play basketball, and I was like, man, them boys moving a little bit different out there. them kids come from, I live in Austin, man. Them kids come from East Austin. I'm like, man, them kids moving a little bit different, ain't they?
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. That's why they ain't trying to fight none of them. Why you think Haney having such a hard time, man?
Yeah.
However it go, Bob gonna have his hands in something.
No doubt about it. But hopefully he'll get it now. Hopefully he'll get it now.
Yeah.
I just be messing with Haney fans, man. I like that kid.
Yeah. But if he don't, they can hang them belts up. If Bob get his hand back on, he'll never get a fight.
Oh yeah. Unless he get up to 140.
True that. Yeah, but I don't trust him going to Australia, man. Cause a lot of them judges, they be in the back pocket, man. No doubt. He gonna have to knock this kid out in order to win. That's how I see it, man.
Hey man, it helps. That's what Errol had to do when he went over there to fight Kell Brook.
Exactly.
And man, these dudes been robbing people a good amount. There's been a lot of rob. You know who's about to get robbed though?
Who that?
Demetrius Andrade going over there to fight that dude Zach Parker. That dude, that's a recipe for robbery. That fight right there.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let him leave with that belt.
Yeah, and leave the zone too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But all right, man. Is there anything else, brother?
No, that's it, my man. Good hearing from you. My super chat's not going through. Better yet, I'm not getting your notifications.
Yeah, you gotta subscribe and unsubscribe to the channel, I guess, to get the notifications. I don't know, man. YouTube is Yankee. But if you ever want to support, dude, Cash App works better.
All right, I do it when I get home, my brother. Peace
Hey, man, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for the support, Dre's Finest. You my
All
dude,
the
man.
time.
Been around a long
Always,
time, man.
No doubt, no
It's
doubt,
nice to
brother.
see a fellow, another, I see, got another little gray. I'm all gray, though. I'm more
Yeah.
gray than you. And I can't grow nothing. So, All right, man. Hey,
All
you
right.
for life, though. You know what it is.
Hey, you. Peace and love, brother.
All right. Peace and love, brother.
All right.
All right. That's fun. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, hey, man. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank you so much for y'all support, man. Not trying to ban from the studio, trying to kick. Hey, Javier Martinez, for now, no way Haney gets a decision versus Kambosos in Australia. Probably not, man. He's got to, unless he just really beats the brakes off of him, man. Keith Thurman, what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? Hey, Mo, if you asking a question, you got to have a question, brother. What's going on, Mo?
Yo,
you
what's
be
going
serious
on?
with a question today or what?
Man.
You keep coming soft, bro.
I'm serious,
gonna start
man. I just wanted to
injecting you,
comment
bro.
on.
Come on, what's up?
I just wanted to comment on the people that came previous to me. So I mean, I think anybody that doesn't go for a test, is already suspect to me. What do you think about that?
If anybody that doesn't go for a test,
That's not willing to go for testing for.
Do you know anybody that's
performance.
not willing to go for testing?
I'm just saying, like with the Spence and what's the other guy's name? Ugas situation.
Do you know that they're not getting tested?
That's what it seems like.
It seems like. Do you know that they're getting tested?
I don't know for sure, but that's
what
it seems like.
So what do you mean? It seems like they are under VADA testing, man. If there's testing for their fight, they get tested.
So there's no testing for their fight,
huh?
So do you know if there's no testing for their fight at all?
I doubt very highly that there's no testing. I don't know though. There's usually testing for championship fights. I would be shocked if there was no testing for this fight. But I have no clue whether I can't tell you for sure that there's testing, but the WBC has VADA testing for every championship fight. So I would think it would be very, very, I think it'd be very strange if there was not any testing for this fight. However, I can assure you that neither Yordanis Ugas or Errol Spence Jr. have ever tested positive. So, like my thing is, I'm not going to think that a guy, unless it's something that is blatantly obvious, like their head growing over a series of years, or them actually not getting tested, man, it's a little bit unfair, man.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say, thank you for always showing me respect on your channel, man. Seriously.
All right, no worries, man. It's all good, man.
I appreciate it. Whenever I disagree with you on something, I'm gonna come here with some real stuff. But right now, I don't disagree with you on what you're saying.
I didn't hear.
That's all I
didn't
got.
hear what you said, man. I'm sorry, I messed up.
I was saying that I don't disagree with anything that you're saying right now, so I'm not, coming here with any tough questions or whatever. But that's all I got for now. Yeah.
All right, man. You take care, Mo.
All right,
check you out next Saturday.
All right.
All righty. All righty. Who said they're not testing? I don't know, man. Who said they're not testing? I'm telling you, I don't know, man. Y'all making me regret doing a video, man. Anyway, Carnell Alfred said, you're a beast when people think you taking roids, hard body, melanin popping. What's going on, man? Yeah, man. Come on, man. You got to wait till the dude. If he tests positive, he tests positive. If he doesn't test positive, the man didn't test positive and you do not know. You know what I mean? Just looking at a guy, just looking at a dude and saying, I think that dude's on steroids, that's very, very faulty. But honestly, dude, I know a bunch of dudes that look like that are not on steroids. They just look like that. They're built like that. There are dudes who are very, very vascular, right? Have a lot of veins, strong, all of that stuff, So I don't know, man. A dude looks like he's in shape to me. However, there's a lot of people on steroids in boxing. So, you never know for sure, but there's no reason for me to suspect it any more than I would suspect anybody else. You know what I mean? If you don't test positive, you don't test positive. That's one hole that I have in my thought process about Manny Pacquiao. But even though people say I accuse Manny Pacquiao, I just think Manny Pacquiao is kind of obvious. However, I'll always preface it and say, look, man, the man never tested positive, so you don't know for sure. You know what I mean? You don't know for sure. Errol, I don't even suspect it. Errol Spence, I don't even suspect it. You know what I mean? Especially like, why would he look big in this fight? In the last fight, he definitely didn't look like he was. He wasn't throwing a million punches and never getting tired and all of that stuff. Man, that man got tired. Anybody? JD06 said, everybody want to see people fail. Yeah, you know what it is. Or they just want to find a reason for this dude to talk bad about this dude. I think Victor Conte did it for the headlines, man. And he probably, and dude, everything to a nail looks like, everything to a hammer looks like a nail. And Victor Conte is somebody that dealt with people on performance-enhancing drugs. So he probably is jaded in that respect and says, okay, this is what a person would look like if I gave them steroids. But that doesn't mean that person looks like that because somebody gave them steroids. The dude can just be a really, really natural athlete, right? Like Deontay Wilder, man. Not everybody running around built like Deontay Wilder. You know, but that don't mean Deontay Wilder's on steroids just because you have given other people steroids and that's how they turned out. People use that to get an advantage, man. There are some people that are born with physical advantages, like Errol Spence. Clearly, that dude is born with some natural advantages, man. You know? And by the way, man, much love to everybody in the chat and everybody in the super chat. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. It is greatly appreciated. Thank y'all so much, man. Hold on one second, man. Let me check something real fast. Yeah, that's the dude too. I had to make sure I recognize. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. You can actually request donation, man. I don't even know who you are, bro. Terry Schmoo said, we all Africans, so there are no advantages. Hey, look, he said, you see his muscles, man, y'all crazy if you don't see the roids. Man, you serious? Come on, man. Get a man. If the man tests positive, then the man tests positive. If the man don't test positive, you got to sit on that and leave that alone, man. You got to sit on that. You got to leave that alone. Because you know full well, if that man was on steroids, they would pop that man dirty. They would make an example of that cat. He did not test positive, so you got to leave that dude alone, bro. For non on PEDs, no way you should be able to make videos with long without getting tired. Hey, you know what it is? I'm on this juice. I'm on the juice, man. I'm on this coffee juice. I make sure I sleep. That's what I do. I make sure I get good amount of rest every day, man. You know, my dome piece kind of sensitive, man. I got to make sure I get my sleep, man. Hey, my man Dre G said it's damn near impossible to weigh 190 plus, then cut 40 pounds and not be cut the F up. It's diet, exercise, and dedication. Yeah, with them, dude, I'm sorry, man. The dude don't seem like no cheat, man. Nah, Fanon got that good white powder. Nah, brother. Not I. No. I have never touched none of that powder in my life, man. By that logic, Bruce Lee was on roids. Yeah, exactly, man. No, man, you know what I mean? Michael Bond said, you have a cold, Fanon? No cold. I have allergies. And the allergies are definitely beating me up today, man. All right, man, so who else is going to get in the link, man? This is what we're doing today. Hey, I appreciate my dude, though, for coming out, man. He's like, hey, man, what's up with that video title? Hey, man, it's the title, man. Don't get tripped up by the title, okay? Trust you me. That's YouTube that makes you do that, man. Y'all understand how YouTube works. I ain't giving nobody no lecture on how YouTube works, though. But believe you me, YouTube works a certain way. I'm talking about the company, the algorithm, the whole thing works a certain way. Terry Schmoot said, Errol puffy nipples. What is that? Airy puffy nipples. He's on steroids. Yeah, man. Y'all get me on that puffy nipple stuff. Hey, my man, no bad vibes. Hey, I may sound silly because I don't have proof, but for now, I don't think EJ is on no roids. Shoot, Valdez, Canelo. Yeah, there's proof out there for them. Yeah, it's what I'm saying. That was the point of my video. It's like, look, man, if you're not going to say something about the people that are actually on them, and I'm not even saying Victor Conte, because Victor Conte thinks everybody's on steroids. That ain't on snack. If he had a snack contract, though, if Errol had a snack contract, he wouldn't have said nothing. My man, hey, no bad vibes. Thank you so much for the support in the chat and the super chat today, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. And my man, Tim Rick Tim the third. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Bernard? Hey, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly, man.
All right. Say, man, one off the record question. This dude down here in Houston on the local YouTube page blocked me on their page, and now on other YouTube live broadcasts, on some I can comment and some I can't. Like on your feed, I can't comment on it, and we never had any problem with nothing. You know how that YouTube block stuff work?
Yeah, it does. Hey, hold on one second. And this is the name you come under, Rick Timms the third.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, if somebody blocked you, you wouldn't be able to comment on the comment section. But it's not going to block you through multiple channels. Individual people have to block you on multiple channels. You may want to look at, so for example, if I use Rick Tim the third, I'll check just 1 second to see if you're blocked, right? I I can check. Hold on 1 second, man. Yeah. Yeah, you're not blocked on my channel, man. That's probably your it's probably your hold on, let me see. Maybe it's make sure it's not all caps.
I don't get it, man, because some live feeds I can comment on and some I cannot. And that's crazy. After that one time, they blocked me.
That's probably your phone or something. Because you're not blocked on my channel,
Okay.
man. I just checked. You're not
Right.
blocked.
I know, and I still can't comment on it. I don't understand that. Anyway, let's get back to boxing.
Yeah.
All right. Three quick questions, man. First,
okay, hey, since you got 3 questions, three questions. Hold on 1 second, man. Let me get these super chats, brother. The super chats will make the channel go, so I got to make sure that I get these dudes done. I don't want to get too far without them. Traverse Rochelle in that Cash App super chat, brother. Thank you so much for the support. He said, "Yo, can't believe I missed the tank talk. As always, tank top dog, dealing with sick kids and working. I'm in the back. I'm truly upset I missed the tank, the GTD talk." Hey, Traverse Rochelle, we'll get back on it, man. Don't worry, man. We'll talk about it. Hey, thank you so much for that support, brother, and that super chat. Y'all keep the channel going, man. All right, so Rick, so what you want to ask, man?
Hey, man, why do you insist on mispronouncing Demetrius Andre's name, man?
Because that dude's name is Andrade, and he doing some nigga-ish, calling himself Andre. Now, I don't know, man. It's because the first person I ever know, this reason I do that is because, and I'm trying to change it. I read his name.
I heard you.
Yeah, I read his name before I knew how he pronounced it. You know? So I always heard,
right.
and I knew people who had that name. And the people that had that name pronounced the name Andrade. Just like Chris Colbert, right? Chris Colbert says, people say Chris Colbert, but the name is actually Chris Colbert. So I'm giving it the pronunciation, like the natural pronunciation, and I get stuck because like I said, I was reading about him when he was an amateur before I really ever heard anybody say his name out loud. So that's why I do it. But I know he says Andrade, just like Rigondeaux, like it's really Rigondeaux, just butchering people's names. Right. Yeah. So what's next, man?
Yeah, no big deal. Okay, look, man. If Crawford, BBC, can you picture Crawford beating Thurman, beating Spence for undisputed at welterweight, and then beating Jamel Charlo for undisputed at super welterweight?
I could see him beating Keith Thurman. I got him losing to Errol Spence, though. Okay. But if he was able to get past Errol Spence, I think he'd have a chance to beat Jamel. I think he can beat Thurman, and I think he's got a shot to beat Jamel. I do, because Jamel has been outboxed before by Tony Harris. Well, they say he did. I don't think he did, but anyway, they scored the fight for him. So, I'll get a man the credit for the win. I thought Jermell won the fight. But, yeah, man, he's that talent level to be able to get through that, man. It's going to be a tough fight for everybody. I just think the thing with Errol Spence is that Errol Spence pressure game and the fact that he just keeps so much heat on you, man, I think is really going to be the difference maker in that fight for me. So
Right.
I really see
I
Errol.
agree.
Yeah, so I think that the most likely scenario is the way that they're setting these fights up is if they happen, is that Errol beats Keith, Errol beats Bud, and then Jermell might lead a weight class by the time Errol gets there. But, if he gets there, I do think Errol can beat Jermell. So, that's kind of where I'm riding with it, though.
Yeah,
All right,
I
man.
see Spence as the toughest one of them. Okay, my last question. Present day, could you picture a present day boxer do what Sam Langford did? I heard you mention Langford probably the most fighter to you. Could you picture a present day fighter fighting between 120 something and 180 something being that effective in 2022?
Nah, Sam Langford is a freak. You have to have somebody that's like a freak because he's like, the thing about Sam Langford is that Sam Langford was literally a heavyweight from the waist up. So like he had a big barrel chest, he had really, really long arms, and he was really, really big up top, but he had really small legs, short and small legs. So he was like a 6'3" dude from the waist up. Right, so pretty much just saying like he's the same size and the same length as the heavyweights. He's just fighting from a little bit shorter length. So I think it would take somebody, and on top of it, dude, you'd have to be, man, you just have to be a hellified fighter too. So probably not, man. And then with guys like Canelo out there, you're not gonna get the shots like similar to what what's going on with Canelo, man. They got just guys that they probably wouldn't even put Sam Langford in, But I mean, I can't say that it wouldn't happen because you just never know, man. You never know. But physically, he was kind of a freaky type of dude because of how he could start at a really small waist because he was a small guy. He wasn't very tall, right? But as he got older and matured, he put on a lot of weight in his upper body. And so by the time he was weighing like at heavyweight, I think he was weighing like 178, something like that. But he might be missing 100 pounds of muscle, from his legs. But that's my take on it, man.
All right, man.
Tough,
Thank
man.
you. Have a great day, man.
All right, Rick.
Good deal.
Take care, brother. All right, man.
Gotcha.
All right, hey, my man Keith Nolan said certain Crawford fans wish and fantasize about Errol being on steroids because then they'll have an excuse when Errol beats Terence. Man, I just want to say something bad about the dude, man. But yeah, man, I'm not going too far with what that dude said because like I said, everything looks like a hammer. Everything looks like a nail to a hammer. If you are a steroids dealer, you'll see that, and you see that in people. But dude, you could be somebody that smokes weed all the time, and you think somebody's high because their eyes are glassy and red, and it may not be the case. They may have allergies, but you're like, oh man, you smoking? I see you high. People say that shit to me all the time. A bunch of dudes that smoke will look at me in my videos and be like, man, why are you smoking? I'm not smoking, bro. First of all, I got slitty eyes, and I got 2 lights in my face. You know what I mean? So if I squint my eyes a lot, that's because there's 2 lights in my face, and my eyes are always like this. You know what I mean? Patrick Bell, man, much love in that super chat, brother. I see you, Imran. I'll be right. Imran. He said, "Good morning, Fanon. Tell your viewer to tune in the best. Tell your viewers to tune in the beginning of the show. Thanks, Patrick Bell, man. Thank you so much for that support, bro. Y'all make the channel go, brother. Thank you so much, man. Brian Nawarba, no, I do not be smoking, man. Thank you very much. But that tells me that you do. Imran Amin, what's going on, man? Imran, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? All right, man, I'm booting you. Holler at you. Come on back. Come on back when you got your mic working. No bad vibes in the building. Said, I'm a Bud fan, but still don't see Spence on roids. Yeah, man, I don't believe that, man. Andrew Gray said, I just be, I don't. Keith Nolan said also, in my opinion, Conti just put that crap out there because he knows how many haters there are out there. All he has to do is just put the idea out there and paint the seed, and the haters will run with it. Absolutely, brother. No doubt about it, man. I just want to tell you, man, make sure y'all listen to my videos before you judge what I said. Also, make sure that if you read my comment, you read the if I have a question mark, that's not a statement. It's a question. Keith Nolan, okay, I got the. Hey, brother, thank y'all so much for holding that chat down today, man. Y'all are doing it, brother. All right, man. So here's the links, man. Still waiting on y'all. Ain't nobody really done to debate nothing. I did get chastised for mispronouncing Andrade because I want to say Andrade because that's how it's spelled. But it is what it is, man. You know what it is. You got to pronounce people's name the way that they want their names pronounced. And I apologize to Demetrius, brother. Excuse me. And I apologize to Demetrius Andrade for killing his name for so long, man. All right, my man Everett said, "Oh, here go Terry." Somebody named Terry, who ain't showing their picture, but we'll go with it. What's going on, Terry?
Yo, bro, what's going on?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. I'm from the UK.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm from the UK, and I feel like you got something against the UK fighters.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You call Wilder a Hall of Famer, but you say Anthony Joshua isn't. How does that make sense?
Anthony Joshua got knocked out by Andy Ruiz, and then he lost to a cruiserweight that moved up, and he's only got 22 fights. So to me, he doesn't seem as if he's going to get into the Hall of Fame unless he changes. He's going to wind up being somebody. He's going to wind up being somebody that had a very fast start to their career and petered out, like a big heavyweight version of Adrian. Hold on, like a heavyweight version of Adrian Bronner. I don't think Adrian Bronner is going to go to the Hall of Fame either. He was on his path to do it. He had won championships in multiple divisions. I think three divisions. 120. I think was it 126, 130, 135, right? And he got all the way up there, and then all of a sudden he got in there with Marcus Maidana and he lost. Then he got in there with Sean Porter and he lost. And he got in there with Manny Pacquiao and he lost. Anthony Joshua won, got his hands on 3 belts, fighting guys that were not the top heavyweights, except for an old Vladimir Klitschko, and he was on his way. And then, but when he ran into Andy Ruiz, he got knocked out. And then he ran into Alexander Usyk and he got beaten. And he's going to fight Alexander Usyk again. Yeah. And if he doesn't win, he will have 3 losses. You think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame after that?
Do you think losses define a Hall of Fame career?
What?
Do you think a loss defines the Hall of Fame career?
A loss?
Yeah.
Or multiple losses against inferior fighters? No, I think if you lose to somebody like Tyson Fury, it doesn't cause a problem at all.
No, but you said Wilder was a Hall of Famer before he fought Fury.
Yeah, I do.
Who did he beat? Who did Wilder beat before Fury that would put him in the Hall of Fame?
He beat 40 people. He knocked out 40. He knocked out 40. He knocked out 40 people. He defended his championship.
What was his best win?
Hey, brother, I'm gonna put you on mute if you don't let me answer my question.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
He won 40 fights. He knocked out everybody he had ever got in the ring with. He's an Olympic bronze medalist. And he defended his belt 10 times. He defended his championship belt 10 times. That's a longer streak as a champion than Joe Frazier had, than George Foreman had, than Rocky Marciano had, or it's about the same as Rocky Marciano had. There's nobody that has done that isn't in the Hall of Fame. If you can tell me a world champion, a heavyweight champion that defended their belt 10 times that isn't in the Hall of Fame, then maybe you got a point.
Don't you think the opposition, who they fight, matters?
Absolutely, who they fight matters.
So you can't be comparing Wilder to Frazier.
Why not?
When he fought the likes of Ali.
Really? Who did Frazier? Who did Frazier beat other than Muhammad Ali? This better than Deontay Wilder. And he lost 2 out of 3 times to Ali. Who else did he beat?
Frazier's win over Ali puts him up, outshines Wilder's whole career.
Who else did he beat?
But this is not about Frazier and Wilder.
Who else did Frazier
Are
beat?
you comparing Wilder to Frazier?
Let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to follow you around follow you around the Rose Book, friend. Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali 1 time and he lost 2. And he is in the Hall of Fame. Kenny Norton is going to the Hall of Fame because he beat Ali, but he lost twice to Ali. Neither one of those guys have reigned in as a champion as long as Deontay Wilder reigned as a champion. And that's a fact, man. You asked me if I think he's a Hall of Famer. And I say, yes, I think he's a Hall of Famer, without a doubt. The man has a 96% knockout rate. The man defended his title he defended his champion 10 times. What else could he have done? What else? Nothing. The man had a successful career. That is, by any definition, a successful career. And you can't tell me anybody that's done something like that isn't in the Hall of Fame. Now I answered my question. Now I answered my question. And if you want to move on to something else, move on to something else. But I'm not going to sit here and have you throw 50 questions at me that are off your original point. You asked me if I thought Deontay Wilder was a Hall of Famer, and I justified it.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. It is a subjective question. I don't think Anthony Joshua has, because Anthony Joshua wound up not panning out.
Okay. No, I get you, and everyone has different opinions. Do you think Joshua's win over Klitschko puts him in the Hall of Fame?
Do I think what?
Joshua's win over Klitschko puts him in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Okay, why is that? Because he was past his prime.
Vladimir Klitschko was well over 40 years old. He hadn't fought in 2 years, and he had lost the fight before. He hadn't been in the ring in 2 years, and he hadn't won a fight in 3 years.
So in that case, then Spence win over Brook doesn't count either, because Brook was coming off a loss to Gennady Golovkin.
You didn't ask me if I think Errol Spence is in the Hall of Fame or not.
Now.
See, this is what I'm not going to do, brother. You're now jumping over to Errol Spence Jr. We're not talking about Errol Spence Jr.
I'm giving examples.
What? No, you're not. You're changing the subject and trying to compare Deontay Wilder's.
No,
you're trying to compare Anthony Joshua's win with a 40-year-old man that hadn't won a fight in 3 years, didn't hold any belts, to Errol Spence Jr., who I never said was going to the Hall of Fame based off a Kell Brook win. I could turn around and say I don't think Errol is going to the Hall of Fame off of a Kell Brook win. I don't.
I think we're going to be here the whole night if we talk about what's Wilder's best win. His best win is no one, because he lost to Fury in all his fights.
What do I care about what his best win is? I'm talking about the totality of his career.
I think when it comes to Wilder, you don't talk about the opposition. All you're talking about is the title defense.
What opposition do you want me to talk about? The man beat everybody. The man beat everybody that he was put in the ring with. He beat everybody except for Tyson Fury.
Ryan Garcia has beaten everyone he's been in the ring with.
Ryan Garcia doesn't have 40 knockouts. Ryan Garcia has not defended a heavyweight championship 10 times. Ryan Garcia has never won a championship. Why are you bringing up Ryan Garcia when you're talking about a guy that has 40 plus fights, over 40 knockouts? Why are you bringing up Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia is still a prospect. They have nothing to do with each other. Nothing. If you want to talk about Deontay Wilder, compare him to other champions, heavyweight champions in the same situation. So let me ask you, tell me somebody with 10 championship title defenses that didn't go to the Hall of Fame. Do you know of anybody that's done that? That is going to the Hall of Fame? That ain't going to the Hall of Fame? Who?
I think the quality of opposition matters.
Who?
On
You
top of my
said
head,
the
I can't think of any.
quality of opposition matters. Okay, quality opposition matters. Now, please tell me who Jack Dempsey beat. Name me the fighters that Jack Dempsey beat.
I'm not as old
There
as
you
you.
go. You don't know. So let's move on to somebody else. Name the fighters that Floyd Patterson beat.
I wasn't around then.
There you go. I know you weren't, so there you go. Name the fighters that Teofimo Stevenson beat. Can you name anybody he beat as a pro? Yes or no?
No.
You know why? Because he wasn't even a pro. You don't know who he is. So, since you don't know anybody that Jack Dempsey fought, you don't know anybody Rocky Marciano fought, you didn't even know Stevenson was just probably the greatest Cuban amateur ever. You don't know who
I actually know who that is.
Excuse me. You don't tell me who. Let me make it even better.
I haven't done any extensive research on.
Who did name somebody other than
you haven't been able to
Evander
name
Holyfield that Riddick Bowe fought?
Anyone Wilder beat. You have not been able to name anyone. And that's the big egg on your face.
I can name who they are.
That's the egg on your face.
Absolutely.
Who
Tell you
they?
who he
Were
fought.
the top 10 pounds?
Yeah, sure. Let me do it.
Were the top 10 pounds?
Let me do this so you can have so you can have this cornball thing you're trying to do. I'm not doing that with you. I'm not going to tell you he beat Eric Molina and then you sit there and ask me who did Eric Molina fight. And then I'm going to tell you, oh, well, he beat Bermain Stavern. And then you're going to say, well, who did Bermain Stavern beat? And you're going to try to box wreck your way out of this. He beat every challenger that came to him for 10 successful title defenses. That's your job. You cannot fight people that do not exist. I'm not playing that game with you, man. I know perfectly well who that dude has fought, and so do you. I want to know why you keep asking it. He beat them all. He didn't lose, but to Tyson Fury. So why are you asking me who he fought?
Were any of them as good as Klitschko? No. And those are facts.
Hold on. Were any of them as good as Klitschko when? When Anthony Joshua beat him?
Yeah.
Yes. Anthony, yes. Absolutely. Bermain Stavern was as good as a 42-year-old Vladimir Klitschko who had not been in the ring or won a fight in 3 years when the time he fought him. You're acting like he beat Vladimir Klitschko when Vladimir Klitschko was the champion. He didn't beat. You know who else is beating Vladimir Klitschko? Layman Brewster beat Vladimir Klitschko. Layman Brewster beat him.
And what did Steven
Corey Sanders? No. Let's go through the great list of all these guys that beat him that ain't going to the Hall of Fame. Corey Sanders ain't going to the Hall of Fame, and he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Didn't he? You think Layman Brewster's going to the Hall of Fame? He beat Vladimir Klitschko. Yes, I know. I believe that Bermain Stavern is as good a fighter as several people that beat Vladimir Klitschko. Absolutely. Because Vladimir Klitschko's been knocked out multiple times. What?
So what did Steven do after? What has Steven done in his career?
Blah, blah, blah. You can't ask me nothing I said you were going to say before you said it. What has Bermain Stavern done? He won a championship. He won the WBC championship.
So Wilder's best win is Steven. And
Dog, I'm not going to get into who you think his best Stavern is. I think his best. No, dude. His best win is Luis Ortiz. His best win is Luis. His best win is the guy that Anthony Joshua ducked. That's his best win. His best win is the guy that Anthony Joshua ducked, Luis Ortiz. That's his best win. That's his best win.
Okay, the facts are Fury whooped Wilder 3 times. The first fight wasn't no draw.
He beat him twice. He didn't beat him 3 times. He beat him twice.
No, you know he won the first fight.
No, I don't. I know it's a draw.
No, I think
I don't know that he won that. I don't know he won it. Neither do you, because he didn't. It's a draw. He got a draw. So if you want to just go ahead and start making up outcomes, okay.
Was it a
Let's make
draw?
up
How many
outcomes.
rounds did
Deontay
win?
Wilder, since you think you can just make up outcomes,
How
Deontay
many?
Wilder knocked out Tyson Fury in the second and third fight.
Oh, did he? I just saw Wilder
Oh,
getting up the field.
no. I don't care. I get to make up the outcome, just like you get to make up the outcome in the first
No,
fight.
I'm telling you to live in reality.
So, and I'm
How
asking
many
you to live in
rounds
reality.
did
I'm asking
Wilder
you to live in
win in the
reality
first fight?
because guess what? It's a draw. It's on the record as a draw.
How many
So don't go making up
rounds?
shit and telling me I got to
Don't be
get in
biased.
reality.
How many rounds did Wilder win in the
I'm
first
not
fight?
going through that, dude. You got a point? He got a draw in that thing.
How
He got
many
a
rounds
draw.
did he win?
Which
Let's be
card?
realistic.
How
How
many rounds did he win? Go check out the scorecards.
I'm asking you for your opinion.
114,
I know you're
113,
biased.
114, 113, 113, 114,
I'm
114,
not asking you for
114.
the scorecard.
He won the same amount of rounds on one card, but then again, he had multiple knockouts. He had
I'm
multiple
asking-
knockdowns. So he had several. He had
Multiple
two
knockdowns.
10-8 rounds.
Okay, so he won two rounds out of 10.
Man, shut up, dude. Seriously, I'm gonna throw you out of here if you keep digging like this. You asked me if the man is in the Hall of Fame. Now you are resorting to arguing about how many rounds he
Well, this
lost
I feel
against
like
Tyson
you
Fury.
said
First
this
of all,
is
dude, I've already given that Tyson Fury is a better fighter, and I think Tyson Fury is going to the Hall of Fame. So you can drop the conversation about Tyson Fury because it's irrelevant. Tyson Fury won the fight. I said Tyson Fury is going to the Hall of Fame.
I just feel
There you go. So you can
can
stop being desperate. The fact of the matter is, friends, you don't know
Nothing
very
good,
much
that's
about. Excuse me. The fact of the matter is, I asked you several questions
No,
about
I'm not-
Hall of Fame
I'm just
fighters,
not
and you
older
don't
than
know the answers. Being you
I'm
said
just
because
not
I
older
wasn't
than you.
around. So since you weren't
No, I'm just
around,
not as old as you.
what,
I'm just not as old as you.
dude? I know. How old are you?
I'm way younger than you.
How old are you?
You don't need to know. I'm
You
way
are already
younger
not
than you.
showing your picture, dude. Are you in your 20s or in your 30s?
In my early 20s.
You're in your early 20s. Great. So that is 20 years you've had on earth to pick up a fucking book. Pick
Yeah.
up a fucking book
Why do you
and
have
read.
to be
That
rude?
ain't my problem because you don't know what you're talking about. Just because you don't
Okay.
know what you're talking
Aren't
about
you-
ain't a
aren't you a
defense.
failed lawyer?
Dude, let me tell you something.
Did
If
you
you're
fail
gonna
as a
come up
lawyer?
here, if you're gonna come up here and try to talk boxing and try to tell me what I don't know, and you admit you don't know shit, maybe you should shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're admitting you don't know what you're talking about. So why are you talking? You don't even know who these guys are. You want to talk about who's in the Hall of Fame, and you don't know anything about Hall of Fame fighters to compare them against. You don't know who belongs in the Hall of Fame. You don't even know any fighters that are in the Hall of Fame. Hey, where's the Hall of Fame located? Where's the Hall of Fame located, Terry? Thank you. Now, silence, right? Dawg, don't come around here, bro. Like I said, man, it ain't easy around here. All right? See you later, homie. Bye. Hey, what's going on, Dre G?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm chilling, man. What's good with you, man?
Chat, what's the deal? Nothing. Just calling to clarify some stuff with Errol Spence and the whole steroids thing, man.
Appreciate it.
He been having puffy nipples since he was 12. These cats won't get off of it, man. You can look at any old picture with EJ with the braids when he was back in the Olympic trials, man. It's just like me and you being bald. It is what it is. It's fitness because it's genetic. The man walk around at 190, 200 pounds, man. He can't cut 50, 40 pounds and expect him not to have an eight-pack. Cats just mad because they can't do it. What part of his performance make you think he on steroids? Not you, but the chat.
I'll answer for him. The fact that he wins. That's it. The fact that he wins.
The man got skills, man. He got skills. He can drink. He can hang out with his homeboys. He can go have a car accident, have a messed up eye. The man got skills. He blessed to walk away from all that and still be able to compete in that square circle. Bud ain't got nothing for him, man.
I can't. Well, I hope that fight happens, man. You think that fight's gonna happen?
I hope so.
Sorry about that, man. I got allergies.
Them Texas allergies ain't no joke.
Getting me, man.
I'm down here in Fort Worth, just a couple hours away, man. I already know. But yeah, I don't know. If it do happen, Bud gonna get caught. He fight too much. Bud won't box. If Bud sat on his back foot and boxed the whole 12 rounds, he might beat EJ. But he can't do it. He's disciplined enough. EJ got a better corner. He's more disciplined. He's more defensively responsible, and he got a better chin, too. I didn't only see EJ rock once, and I would say that was the Kell Brook fight. As a matter of fact, I had him draw before EJ dropped him.
Yeah, he got rocked one time against that dude, that African dude, early in his career. I can't remember what his name is. It was like a right hook coming off, and he just basically just kind of caught himself, got right back, and went right back to work. He got caught by I can't remember what the dude's name is, but it was a big, heavy-set African dude. Caught him with like a left, and he was fighting a southpaw too. He's a southpaw. Can't remember the name of the dude though. But twice. It was just one time, huh?
Twice. We talking twice in 20+ fights.
Right.
Bud didn't rock in his last 5 fights.
Absolutely. It's Lardy. Somebody, hey, Malcolm Allen said, hey, it's Lardy. Emmanuel Lardy was the dude.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
That's probably why he's sparring here heavyweights now.
It's a big boy, man.
Yeah. EJ got the skills to pay the bills, man. Ugas, cool. He got the win. He stepped up. He beat Pacquiao. He beat an old Pacquiao, but Errol not old. His eyes good. I think he's gonna stop him.
Man, hey, dude, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it, brother. All right, man. You got any other questions?
Nah. That's it. I mean, what do you think? Bud gonna fight Thurman next if he signed with the PBC?
I think that's a likely one. I think it's likely because it's something that they could use to build him. If he does sign in some capacity with Al Heyman and the PBC, I think that would help build the fight with Errol, because it could give him an opportunity to have a pay-per-view, familiarize himself, with the pay-per-view, the PBC pay-per-view audience. But I think that that's a chance for that fight, man. I just don't know what Thurman want to do, because Errol's the cash cow, man. And you know what I mean? And if Errol isn't going to go right back up, I know he's not going to fight Ennis. Like, I do not believe he's going to fight Ennis, or they would put Ennis in that situation that early, even if he is the mandatory, because I think they're trying to build him. So, I don't know who Errol would be able to fight other than Keith Thurman, and I think Keith Thurman would probably want the Errol Spence Jr. fight before the Terence Crawford fight, because there's more money in the Errol fight, So it's just going to be interesting, man. I can't say for sure. It's just wait and see, kind of. You know what I mean?
Got you. If that fight take place, you think Thurman and Bud gonna take the dub?
Take what?
If the fight take place between Bud and Thurman.
Oh, who do I think is gonna take that? You froze. Bud and Thurman. I got Bud. I got Bud over everybody but Errol, man. Are you talking about who would win between Thurman?
Did you catch my question?
No, I didn't catch it. I guessed what you were asking. Can you ask it again?
Did you catch my question, man?
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
If Bud and Thurman fight, who you got your money on?
Bud. I got my money on Bud of anybody other than Errol, and I'm keeping my money in my pocket with Bud and Ennis. Errol I got because I don't like that, because that style in Bud. That style, the Errol's pressure and the fact that he's fighting all the time and he's so fundamentally sound and he's athletic is why I got Errol over Bud. Bud over Thurman, I think Bud is going to catch Thurman with something, but I think it may go to distance, because Thurman's a better boxer than people give him credit for. But I got Bud. I have Bud in that fight, and I wouldn't rule out an upset. I would, depending on because Thurman can crack too. It's tough. But I got Bud in that. I got Bud over Thurman. I got Errol over both of them. And I've got Ennis, because I'm throwing Ennis in there when I'm talking about the top dudes. I don't know, man. Ennis and Errol is hard for me to call, unless Ennis is just not as experienced and just gets in there with like deer in the headlight. That's hard for me to call, because that kid out there, that dude is a beast, man, big old beast. And But it's hard for me to call because they're both beasts. That's some classic shit right there, in my opinion. As well as Terence, I would take Bud and Ennis, slight edge to Ennis, because like you said, Bud liked to fight, and that dude I think is probably the biggest puncher in the division, Ennis, because that dude is turning. That dude is, oh man, dude, go look at how he's hitting them dudes, man. He's hurting those dudes, man. He's a very, very big, underestimated big puncher. Yeah, man. I think on a one-shot punch, I think he's a bigger puncher than Bud and Errol with one shot. That dude can really, really crack, man. And he's a lot bigger than both of them. He's a lot bigger. He's a big dude, man. Like, only welterweight that I think is probably bigger than Errol, like physically bigger than Errol. I think he's like 5'10", or he's like 5'10" or 5'11". I think he's got maybe an inch or two on Errol, man. He's just a big boy.
Yeah, that's a good stuff.
But I'm saying, man, that dude is sick. But all right, man, I'll get with you, G.
All right,
brother. Hey, give me a second, Kai. He said, for 9, you ain't have to do that, man, like that. Yeah, I did. I try to tell you, don't come over here, man. I get sick of that. If you're gonna try to come over here and accuse and stuff, dog, know your stuff, man. You know what I mean? Don't come up here talking about you don't need to know how old I am and what I look like, man. Shut your little kid ass up, little kid. Okay, you come and get here mauled. Come on in here, 20-year-old, and get mauled. All right. Anyway, Patrick Bell said, "Good work for 9. That's why I like your show. Thank you, brother. Dog, I will maul y'all. I'm trying to tell you, intellectually maul you." Hey, my man Kai in the building. What's going on, Kai?
Hello, can you hear me?
Can I hear you?
You can hear me?
I can hear you, and I can already know what you're going to talk about. So let me set the rules, brother. If I start talking, I'm going to put you on mute because you're not going to loud talk me and move me around all over the place with irrelevant subjects. I'm going to keep you on point, just to let you know. So don't be offended. I don't run all over the place with stuff. All right, so go ahead, man.
This is about the Wilder and Joshua combo you were just having that, Terry.
Say that again?
Wilder, he is a Hall of Famer. He is.
Okay.
10 title defenses. But you have to put Joshua in the conversation as well. Because if we're talking about title defenses, he had like 7 title defenses before he lost to Ruiz. Then he avenged it. Then beat Pulev. And nothing's bad about getting beat by Usyk. So I don't get what's so wrong about that loss. I don't know how you can't have him in the conversation.
I don't have him in the conversation because he just lost him. I'm not saying that he can never get back into the conversation. But let's look real fast at Anthony Joshua's number of fights. Anthony Joshua. What does he have? How many fights does Anthony Joshua have?
Just because Wilder has like 40 fights doesn't mean he's in there.
Brother, please don't try to jump the line. I'm just asking.
I'm not jumping the line. I'm just saying, like,
he has 26 fights. He's 26-2. He's 24-2. He has 22 fights. I don't know if he has 24 fights. When you have somebody, Deontay Wilder has, when you compare the two, Deontay Wilder has almost twice as many knockouts as Anthony Joshua has fights. If Deontay Wilder only had 26 fights and he had lost twice, and like I said, if he got, how many title defenses that he had? Let me make sure, because I don't want to short him on his title defenses. He had, when did he get the IBF? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defenses. No, not 8 because he lost. So 7 title defenses is what he had in a row. Because he won the IBF against Dominic Brazil or against Charles Martin. That was his first belt, right? Yeah, it was. So the title defenses become Brazil, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 title defenses in a row, which is just a little over half of Deontay Wilder's 10. It's a big difference between 10 and 6. It's 4. And he's only got 22. He's only got 24 fights. So if he gets to 40 fights and he has 2 losses and he gets belts back and all that, I would say yeah. But from where I sit, I think he's kind of in flash in the pan territory. If he doesn't win these belts back, because he's only got 24 fights, he has fewer fights than Errol Spence has. He's got like 6. He's got fewer fights. He's got fewer fights than Jaron Ennis has. So I just don't think the length of his career is there. He got his championship very fast, and he defended it in a whirlwind. But then he got beat by a journeyman and a blown up cruiserweight. So at this point in time, I would say no, not for me.
Okay, well, can I talk now?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Right, yes, right, thank you. That's right. The 2 things you said, blown up cruiserweight. Usyk isn't just a blown up cruiserweight. We're talking about a guy who is undisputed, who is probably one of the best boxers at the moment, pound for pound top 3. Like, he's not just a blown up cruiserweight. Like, even in the amateurs, he was fighting big guys at heavyweight. Like, he's not just a blown up cruiserweight. I don't know why you guys are keeping calling Usyk that. And you're talking about Wilder, he's got like 40 fights. That doesn't mean anything when it's not against good opponents. You can't tell me like...
Stop. You already said you put him in the Hall of Fame, so set that to the side.
You
started off
your argument.
You started off the conversation saying that you have Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame. So let's not go start trying to pick apart Deontay Wilder's resume when you already have him in the Hall of Fame.
I'm talking about your argument, because your argument is talking about
my argument for why I have Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame. You've already agreed that Deontay Wilder's in the Hall of Fame. So if you start picking apart him, it's all you're doing is telling me that you try to play a trick on me and start off the conversation with you agree with him being a Hall of Famer when you don't. So is Deontay Wilder a Hall of Famer or not?
You need to let me say my point.
Is Deontay... Nah, you're not going to go run over there and start tearing down Deontay Wilder when you said he's a Hall of Famer already.
Title defenses. That's a good argument.
Is he in the Hall of Fame or not, man?
Fights,
is Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame or not?
Just because he's got 40 fights doesn't mean...
Is Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame
See, you're not letting me talk. See, this is what you're doing. You've done it with Terry.
No, you're right. Because I said, once you start trying to get tricky with me, I'm going to stop you. If you try to get tricky with me, Kai, I'm going to stop you. You already said Deontay Wilder is in the Hall of Fame. I didn't believe you believed it when it came out your mouth, but you said it. So let's not go through Deontay Wilder. Let's talk about Anthony Joshua. Go ahead.
You see, but you're not making me do my argument because you're only making me say certain things. I'm talking about, the title defenses, that's a good argument, but you can't just use because he's got 40 fights.
Is he in the Hall of Fame or not?
See, this is what you do.
Is he in the Hall of Fame or not? It's a simple question.
Yes, he is.
Do you put Deontay Wilder in the Hall of Fame or not?
Yeah, no. Yes, he is due to the title defenses. But you can't just say the 40 fights. Because you're talking about, because the amount of fights AJ's got and the amount of fights Wilder's got. Like, that can't just be your argument. You're only letting me say about the 40 fights, and then you're cutting me off.
You're trying to argue about something you already said you agreed with,
I'm not trying to trick you.
What do you mean, bro?
Yeah,
Stop, dude. You already agreed he's in the Hall of Fame. So why are you trying to break down?
You keep on muting me every time.
Hold on, man. You were trying to break down my rationale for something you said you already agreed with. You already agree he's in the Hall of Fame. So why are you now arguing that he doesn't? That my argument is flawed for why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right, when I joined the live, I said I agree that Wilder's in the Hall of Fame because of his title defenses.
So leave Wilder out of it,
because of his title defenses. That's what I said. I never spoke about because of 40 fights, because in your argument, you're keeping talking about, Wilder's got 40 fights. That doesn't mean anything.
Can you tell me another heavyweight guy that's in the Hall of Fame with 26 fights?
No, right, look, listen here. You're talking about the 40 fights, though. You're trying to change what I'm trying to say now and everything. Just answer me this. Why is your argument because he's got 40 fights? It doesn't mean anything. So what quality of opposition doesn't mean anything now? Just because he's got 40 fights in the Hall of Fame.
First of all, like I thought you were doing, you just tried to pull a fast one on me by saying you think Deontay Wilder belongs in the Hall of Fame, man. That's a cheap debating trick, man. I'm not going for cheap debate tricks. If you said that man is in the Hall of Fame, live by your word and leave him out of it because he's already in the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to go through that. You already said you agreed. You want to agree and disagree at the same time. And you can't do that. You already said the man's in the Hall of Fame.
So you now I'm left to repeat what I just said again. Title
No, you
defenses.
don't. I
That's
heard what
what
you
I
said.
said at the start. I said
You don't have
about
to
the
repeat it.
title
I'll
defenses.
tell you what you said. You don't have to repeat it. I'll tell you what you said. What you said was that you don't believe that just because he has 40 fights is why he goes into the Hall of Fame. Number one, that's not what I said. There's plenty of people that have 40 fights that aren't in the Hall of Fame. I said the man has 10 successful title defenses, and you can't name nobody that I know of that has 40 knockouts is what I said. Not 40 fights, 40 knockouts. 40 knockouts. Not 40 fights. 40
you did
knockouts.
Say 40 fights, so no, you did.
However,
you actually did say 40 fights.
Pause. That's why I don't want to do this, because you already said the man's in the Hall of Fame. You rephrasing my argument for something that you agree with is a waste of time. You're asking me about why I don't think Anthony Joshua is in there. And I told you, he has 26 fights. He has fewer fights. He has fewer fights than Errol Spence. He doesn't even have 30 fights yet, and he's already lost his belts. He's lost to Andy Ruiz, and he lost to Alexander Usyk. And you can say he's not a blown-up cruiserweight, but he is. He won his championships at cruiserweight. And then he moved up and had a very hard time with a guy named Malcolm Tan. Or excuse me, was it Malcolm Tan? Who was the guy that gave Usyk the problems? The journeyman in the United States that gave him that problem. Derek Chisora.
No, he didn't.
Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora gave a better fight to Alexander Usyk than Anthony Joshua did. Alexander Usyk had a harder time with Derek Chisora than he did with AJ.
Wait. So wait, is that one of your arguments why AJ's not in the Hall of Fame?
It's just a fact. I'm telling you about Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk beat him. Number one. So you can credit him all to the world. He still lost to the guy.
You're not letting me talk. Like this is
Go
just
ahead
an
and talk, man.
You keep on.
Go ahead and talk.
Are you going to mute me this time though? When I'm starting to say stuff.
Hey, if you switch subjects back to Deontay Wilder,
I was never switching. What? Oh, see, there you go. See, so you're going to mute me when I talk about Wilder, which is who is in the argument.
If you try to switch up the topic and try to force me to defend an argument that you agree with already, I'm going to cut you off. Yes,
but I never
you already
fight,
said the man is a Hall of Famer.
I never agreed with the fight,
The issue at hand is whether or not Anthony Joshua is a Hall of Famer. Not whether Deontay Wilder is, because you already agreed with that. So I'm not going to keep talking about that. That is what you call a red herring. You're trying to take me and argue about some other than the point you're making, which was that I'm wrong because AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame. So keep the conversation on AJ and keep it off Wilder. You're
just controlling the debate. You're making me not want to say stuff you don't want to hear. I mean, people in the comments are even saying it right now. Someone's saying be fair.
I don't give a fuck what the people in the comment sections are saying. I don't give a fuck.
There you are muting me again.
Bro, I'll throw your ass out. I don't care. You're not playing that stupid game with me. You said Deontay Wilder is in the Hall of Fame. That's what you said.
But you have to include AJ. Those are the things I said.
You right now, dude.
Those are the words I said.
I'm not going to have a conversation with you where I start going through something that you said you agree with.
Exactly. You look weak for this because I
don't care what you think, man, about me looking weak. I'm not stupid, though. You want to talk about Deontay Wilder. I'm talking about AJ. You keep bringing up Wilder. Your question is whether or not AJ deserves it. Your question is whether or not AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame. And I am keeping you on point.
You see, that just wasn't it, because I actually said when I joined, I agree that Wilder is in the Hall of Fame due to title defenses, but you have to include AJ in there. That's what I said. But you seem to keep on just talking about Wilder. You're not actually including the thing I said about AJ as well. And then you're going to mute me when I say certain stuff that you don't want to hear. How is this a fair debate?
Dude,
you're probably going to mute me again.
This is how, first of all, it is a fair debate because you're debating a point you made. Your point is that AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame. So things relevant to that are things about what AJ has done.
I'm debating about your argument that because Wilder has 40 fights. Just because he has 40 fights.
First of all, you're missing. No, not 40 fights.
That's what you said.
40 knockouts.
Oh, wow. But you said 40 fights and 40 knockouts. So
now you're going to see what I'm saying, dude? You are trying to take this conversation back to Deontay Wilder. Why does Anthony Joshua deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Why does Anthony Joshua deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Okay.
Explain that without mentioning other fighters that he did not fight.
Better resume.
Better resume than who? Better resume than who?
Wilder. Easy. Wilder's best win is a 50-year-old Louis.
So he deserves to be.
But they. I mean, like, come on, bro. Come on.
Dude, that's what you want to debate. Be honest, man.
You're not saying.
Be honest, brother. Be honest.
But because you're saying.
No, be honest. You want to make that's what you want to talk about, and you try to get cute and disarm me by saying, "Oh, Deontay Wilder deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Why doesn't AJ? But AJ does too." So you're saying AJ deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. You want to say he has a better resume than Deontay Wilder. That's what you want to talk about. You want to talk and say that AJ deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because he has a better resume than Deontay Wilder does.
He also has a lot of title defenses.
I know exactly what you're saying, man.
He has a better resume than Wilder.
Blah, blah, blah,
One
blah,
more
blah,
belt.
dude.
How's he not in the Hall of Fame? If Wilder has a better resume, surely he must be there, right?
He has a better resume than Wilder. He has a better resume than Wilder.
Are you seriously trying to argue with me? What, you think Wilder has a better resume?
Yeah, I do.
How on
absolutely?
Earth
I think. Now let's talk about this.
Then.
We got to being honest and ain't
this
trying
is
to.
What I was saying the whole time, man.
Let's dump. So then just no, you're not. What you said was the man deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. He got 26 fights and he lost to Andy Ruiz. Got knocked out by Andy Ruiz and he got beat by. And he's coming off of a loss to a blown up cruiserweight.
He's coming off loss to Usyk.
Yeah, a blown up cruiserweight. A blown up, and he lost
to Usyk. Do you not know who Usyk is?
Usyk, a blown up cruiserweight.
Do you not know how good Usyk is? I mean,
I know exactly who Usyk is. Usyk is a guy that beat Anthony Joshua. Yeah, I know who Usyk is. Usyk is the guy that AJ lost to.
I'm very well aware of that.
He's the guy AJ lost to.
But, it's just how you're talking about Usyk. You're acting like he's nothing really. Oh, AJ lost to a blown up cruiserweight.
Let me tell you something,
man. He lost to Usyk, bro.
Dude, you don't get credit. Dude, so what? Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury. So give him credit.
Yeah, 3 times.
No. Not 3 times. Not 3 times. Oh, but
so he won the first fight. You're kidding me, right?
So he deserves the credit.
He lost to him. The first fight?
So give him credit. No, do what you're trying to do. You're trying to give AJ credit for getting beat.
And
you want AJ, you want AJ to have credit for getting beat, man.
He got his ass beaten all 3 of those fights. But
Doug, you want it, like I said, dude. And if you, I said,
you go muting me again. You're muting me again.
I'm gonna throw your ass out. I don't give a shit.
Because I'm making you angry. Because
you're what?
You don't want me to hear.
Because you're being dishonest. Because you came in here talking about, you came in here asking me one thing, and now you want to talk about something else.
Look, I've actually answered all your things. You've been muting me like you right.
Of course I'm muting you, dude. I told you ahead of time. I told you ahead of time I would mute you, man.
I've asked
because
you
you're not being honest.
You're not answering them.
You're not being honest.
You're not being fair. I mean,
I don't have. What do you mean I'm not being fair? You came in here and said that I'm wrong because AJ is a Hall of Famer.
You are wrong
because AJ's a Hall of Famer. Support AJ being a Hall of Famer, man.
Is because he's only got 26 fights, whatever. Like, come on, that can't just be your argument because of the amount of fights. And you'll keep on saying, "Oh yeah, he lost Ruiz, but he avenged it."
I don't.
Surely that's a good thing, right? And he lost to Usyk. Nothing's bad about losing to Usyk. Right now, Wilder.
Is there something good about it?
Whoa. He lost. Now let me talk now. He lost, to Fury 3 times, and he got battered in all of them.
No, he did not lose the Fury.
He got outboxed in the first one, and he lost.
He did not lose the Fury 3 times.
And he lost the Fury the other 2 times, and he got his ass beat.
He did not lose the Fury 3 times.
Is a 50-year-old Louis
Dog,
Ortiz.
if you're just gonna make up your facts,
there you go. I've said facts here. Are you
that's
gonna
not
mute
a
me
fact,
now?
man.
Are you going to mute me? Are you going to kick me?
Dude,
because
you're
I've
just
said
not telling a fact. That's not. You're
I've
lying.
said facts.
You're lying.
I'm lying.
Yes, you are.
What, so did he not get beat up in those fights?
No, he did not lose to Tyson Fury 3 times. No, he didn't. That's a lie.
You seriously scored that fight? Are you that delusional?
I'm seriously telling you, he did not lose that fight. That was a draw.
Did you score it, bro?
You don't get your own facts, man. He didn't lose 3 times. Wouldn't it be enough just to say he lost twice? Why you gotta lie?
He lost 3 times.
Ain't it enough?
He lost 3 times, bro. He
Dude,
got
ain't
outboxed
it
in the
enough?
first one.
Isn't
got
it
his
enough
ass
that he
beat
lost
in
to
the
him
other
twice?
2.
Why do you gotta make up something else?
I'm not making up anything else.
You are. He did not lose 3 times. You're making
I've
that
got
up.
common sense, and you clearly
No,
don't.
you don't get a vote, man.
You thought the first fight was. You thought the first fight was a draw.
I know the fight was a draw. I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
He put him down twice. That was it.
Look,
Fury
man,
outboxed him.
He
Look,
did
are you gonna mute me?
lose that fight because when the fight was over, it was scored a draw. Will you please stick to reality and not your opinion? You think he won that fight. You scored it for him. I don't care. He did not lose that fight.
He
didn't lose the fight. You're
he got
making it up.
outboxed. I'm looking at reality here.
No, you're not.
The judge,
you're not looking, dude.
So every
box
fight,
rec is reality, man.
Listen here. Listen here.
Dude,
so,
I'm not going to listen to you if you lie. He did not lose that first fight. That first is a draw.
I've just got common sense, so I can clearly
No, you don't
see
got common sense.
Wilder
Common sense would tell you not to argue about shit that's everybody knows.
About the judges, you're acting like what? So every judge that scored a boxing fight has always been right.
He did not lose that fight, man.
Well, no, listen here. So every judge that has scored a boxing fight has been correct. So Canelo beat Golovkin 118.
It's not a matter. It's their decision.
Well, no. Answer that now. Because seeing as you love, constantly doing that.
Man, you were just bumping your lips, man.
See, look. Are you gonna mute me now?
You are bumping your lips, man. You are bumping your lips and running all around the block, man.
I've said.
Now you're trying to tell me as a fact that Deontay Wilder lost that first fight to Tyson Fury when you know it's a draw.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not. You're just making shit
Yes,
up,
he
man.
did. I'm not making nothing up. I've just got eyes. I've got eyes.
So how many title defenses does Deontay Wilder have?
Why are you talking about title defenses?
How many title defenses does he have? That's a fact, brother. How many title defenses does Deontay Wilder have?
Because you were just giving me crap.
How many championship? I'm going down your dumbass rabbit hole. Trust me. I'm waiting for you to get back to why AJ's in the Hall of Fame.
The whole time.
Dude, you just pulling shit out. You're lying.
I've said a lot of facts here.
No, you're lying though.
Them, and then you're trying to make me. You're trying to make me say certain things. You're trying to make me say certain things to make your fan base happy.
Lose that last fight. Everybody in the chat knows he didn't lose that fight, but you keep saying he lost it.
This chat is just full of LDBC guys.
He did. I'm not even in the LDBC. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, you was. I mean, you still act
like you was. Stop making shit up, man.
I'm not making nothing up.
The man did not lose the fight, man. Stop lying. Just tell the truth.
You're being delusional.
Just tell the truth.
You're being
delusional. It was a draw.
Bro.
You know it's
not a draw.
Be honest, man.
It wasn't a draw.
It was a draw.
I have eyes.
So do and you can't read box rec?
What?
Did Tyson Fury walk out as the champion out of that ring?
No, he did because of corrupt judging.
Shut up. He didn't win the fight. Stop, dude.
Bro, you're acting like every judge that scored a fight is right.
I'm telling you,
so
the official decision of the fight.
118-110.
The official decision of the fight.
Oh, the official. Oh, okay. So
that's what counts. You think you just get to make shit up? Okay, great. Guess what?
Deontay
Wilder won all 3 fights.
Right. You're acting like every judge is right.
I'm talking about the decision of the fight, man.
Why are you delusional? I can clearly see Fury won the fight.
Dude, why are you defending a stupid point?
And then the rematch, the trilogy, he beat him up. And Wilder's best win is a 50-year-old. And Wilder's best win is a 50-year-old Ortiz. But somehow you just...
And now Victor Ortiz is 50 years old now? How old did you say Victor Ortiz is?
Luis Ortiz.
Luis Ortiz. Thank you for using
the
right name.
50 years old, mate. You can't tell me.
He's 50 years old, right?
And that's like his best win.
Is he?
Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
He's 50 now.
And you guys keep on hyping this guy up.
How are you
going
to have a serious conversation with people lying?
And then you're not, dude,
you're just lying.
No, I did actually want to have a sense. No, I did want to have a sensible debate with you.
Dude, you're lying, man. You're coming up here being dishonest, man. Flat out dishonest.
And you're making things up and everything, trying to make your fan base happy.
I can see him in the comments crying. He didn't lose. You just called a man 50 years old that ain't nowhere near 50 years old. You're just making shit up for the sake of sounding good, man.
And what's ridiculous is that you're that delusional, you're agreeing.
Now I'm delusional. The guy that thinks that Deontay Wilder lost a fight that he walked out of the ring with as a champion, and I'm delusional.
You can't get with a sense of I'm calling you delusional. You're just calling me a dumbass.
Now you're name calling. You're lying and name
You was
calling.
calling me a dumbass a minute ago, bro.
Because you're obviously a dumbass.
Oh, well,
obviously,
right,
man.
you've just pointed out your hypocrisy
You're obviously
right there.
because you won't even admit that the fight was a draw.
It wasn't a draw. I'm just not
Obviously,
an idiot.
it was a draw.
It wasn't
literally
a draw.
It's literally a draw. You know it's a draw. Why would you just
no,
say
I
it's
don't.
a draw? You don't
If
agree
I knew it
with?
was a draw, I would have said it was.
Dog, you're not a dude. You're not a reasonable person. All you have to do is say,
You're not
"Let me help
reasonable
you."
either, bro.
Yes,
You've been
I
muting me
think.
the whole time.
Yes,
How's that
clearly,
reasonable?
obviously.
But you keep ignoring most things I say.
Clearly and obviously, the fight was a draw officially. However, I think that Tyson Fury proved he was the better fighter in that fight. That is something you can say that's honest. You don't have to lie. You don't have to make up shit just so that you make the other person look like they're an idiotic, delusional person. There's nothing delusional about saying that a man got a draw when the fight was actually a draw.
I know you are delusional because
you do not have to say a man is 50 years old. You don't have to say the man is 50 years old when you know he's not 50 years old. You don't have to do these things, man. You can present an argument. You can present a coherent argument based on real facts, but stick to your original point.
Is no fight a robbery then? So every fight you've watched isn't a robbery?
Is no fight a robbery?
Man, come on. I mean, right.
What the fuck does that got to do with AJ being in the Hall of Fame?
Well, no. See, now you've changed what's right now.
No, I'm not. I'm sticking to the original subject, man.
We're talking about Wilder and Fury, right? Now you're talking about AJ.
Dude, no, we're not. I accepted your question.
That's what we've just been talking about. You see, now you're going back to the old question.
Your question
you're falling into my trap.
Why does AJ belong in the Hall of Fame?
Well, what have we been talking about for the last 5 minutes? We've been talking about.
I've been talking about you for the last 5 minutes, telling lies.
I've already said about what I've said about AJ, and you've just been muting me. You've just been changing what I've said and everything. Like, come on, bro. Come on,
bro, my ass, dude. Like I said, why do you think AJ is in the Hall of Fame and leave Deontay Wilder out?
Oh, so there you go.
Because that's what you said. You already believe that Deontay Wilder's in the Hall of Fame.
So why have you been talking about Wilder and Fury for the last 5 minutes?
I'm asking you that.
No, you're not. You've literally been.
Well, let me ask it again. Let me ask it again.
I've already answered.
Why do you think Anthony Joshua belongs in the Hall of Fame and leave Deontay Wilder out of it? Because you already said Deontay Wilder belongs in the Hall of Fame.
AJ should be in it. Better resume, more belts. He's got like 7 title defenses.
Then who?
What?
Better Hall of Fame than who? Better than who? Again, you're back to Deontay Wilder.
What are you talking about? I haven't even said anything.
You're best. You are better resume than who?
You just
asked. You mean better resume than Deontay Wilder?
You just asked me why do I think AJ's in it. I'm literally answering, and then you're talking
not.
about.
You're telling me he's got a better resume than somebody that you said is in the Hall of Fame.
Better resume, way better resume. 7 title defenses.
6.
Yeah, and the resume, it's actually, it's actually got 6. Okay, 6. Well done. 6.
Not 7. 6.
Oh,
don't try to add.
Are you gonna let me talk?
6.
Are you gonna let me talk?
Every time you say the wrong fact, yes, I'm gonna cut you off.
6
consecutive title defenses. 6.
Are you happy? 6.
Thank you. I am.
Okay. Right. He has way better wins actually against top 10 guys. By the way, Wilder don't like fighting guys like that.
Excuse me. You're back to Wilder again, right? Deontay Wilder doesn't have wins against top 10 guys.
Right, we're talking about AJ and Wilder.
Hold on, man. No, we're not. You're doing that. You keep trying to do that.
What was my question? Okay, so what was
your question? Was why don't I have AJ in the Hall of Fame? Why don't I have AJ in the Hall of Fame?
What was my question?
That's your question you asked me, and you keep going to Wilder.
I was talking about AJ and Wilder.
But pause for a second. What did you say about Deontay Wilder not fighting top 10 guys?
The guys, I mean, come on, the guy. I mean, was Luis Ortiz, I believe.
You just said Deontay Wilder doesn't fight top 10 guys. That's what you said.
Not really. I mean, the guys that only fought like one guy.
Did he fight top 10 guys or did he not fight top 10 guys?
He fought like one guy. He clearly don't. He's fought one top 10 guy.
He's
fought like one top 10 guy.
Another
out of
lie.
40 fights. 40
Another
fights.
lie.
The guy's had 40 fights.
That's a lie.
And he's one win is Luis Ortiz who was ranked. Like,
you're not telling the truth.
Like
Deontay Wilder has beaten multiple top 10 guys.
No, he hasn't. Name them.
Really?
Name them.
He hasn't?
Name them.
Eric Molina.
Behave. He was not ranked. He was not ranked.
First of all, don't tell me to behave.
Well, you just
Yes,
said
he
Eric
was.
Molina.
Do you know why
no,
he
wasn't.
was? You know
He
why
wasn't.
he was, Bozo? Because
Why?
in order to fight somebody in the WBC, you have to either fight a mandatory guy, which he did, and they're always in the top 10, or you have to fight somebody that's in the top 10, or you have to fight somebody that is a fellow champion. It's in the WBC rules.
He was not in the top 10 world rank. He was not in the top 10 world rankings.
Stavern was a world champion when Deontay Wilder fought him. That's one. Eric Molina was ranked number 6 in the WBC when he fought him. That's 2.
Nope.
Chris Areola was ranked in the top 10 when he fought him.
Nope.
That's 3.
Nope.
Dominic Brazil was ranked in the top 10 of the WBC. That is 4. He fought as a mandatory challenger. He fought Bermane Stiverne again. He was the number 1 ranked guy in the WBC. That is 5. So please stop lying.
I'm not lying because, the top 10 world rankings, yeah?
Not
Louis
world
Ortiz,
rankings. What
Louis
world
Ortiz,
rankings? What
Louis
rankings
Ortiz
are you
was,
talking
yeah?
about?
Louis
What
Ortiz
world rankings?
was, and
He's
Berman
a
Stiverne.
WBC champion.
Berman Stiverne.
He has to fight people ranked in the WBC.
Two top 10 guys in a world
You're a liar,
rankings
man.
in 40
Why don't
fights.
you stop telling other people's lies?
I am not lying. You just can't
what
handle
rankings?
the truth.
What rankings are you talking about?
Do you know what? I'm going to try and get the rankings up
What
right
rankings?
now. Just
Name
to prove
the
my point.
organizations of the rankings you're going to rank. Whose rankings?
The Ring Magazine rankings.
Thank you. Shut up. He is not. Ring Magazine's a fucking magazine, clown.
Oh,
That's not a ranking. It's not a ranking.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
it is not. Ring Magazine is not a ranking.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
It
is a magazine, idiot.
You see,
it
now
is
you're
a
lying.
magazine.
See,
and guess
so-
what else?
so the
Deontay
ring
Wilder's
rankings
never
mean
even been
nothing.
the W.
Do they mean nothing?
Man, you're an idiot.
Do they mean nothing?
Deontay Wilder is also never been a ring champion. If you want to use the ring rankings, then you got to say Deontay Wilder's never been a champion.
That makes no sense. Because
It does.
When
Because
him and
Ring
Fury
Magazine
fought,
is a magazine.
You know when him and Fury fought, that was actually for the ring belt.
That is
now,
not. Shut up, you idiot.
See, now I've just...
What an
right.
idiot.
I've
Dude,
just
the
debunked
guy
your
is the
argument
WBC champion. Do
Bro,
you
I've
know how
debunked your-
do you know how rankings work?
Yes,
know
I
how
do.
boxing
You
even
clearly
works?
don't. I mean, you just said Molina. You just said Eric
Do
Molina
you
and Brazil was in the
know
top
how
10.
boxing
They weren't in the top 10.
works?
Yes,
Excuse
I
me,
do.
idiot.
Do you?
What is Tyson Fury the champion of?
See, now you're name calling me.
No,
You
yes, I
see
am.
the hypocrisy
I
here.
am absolutely.
You see
calling
the
you an
hypocrisy
idiot
here, though.
because I'm sick of your idiocracy. I'm sick of your idiocy.
I've
You're
debunked
sitting up here
everything you
telling
said.
me, dude,
Now
that
you're making
Deontay
stuff up.
Wilder has never fought as a top 10 guy, but yet he is a reigning champion. You cannot beat. You have to beat a champion or a ranked guy to get it.
You're saying
Then
the ring
you bring up
rankings mean
Ring
nothing.
Magazine, which is a magazine.
You're
You
saying
might
the
as
ring
well be
rankings
bringing
mean
up
nothing.
Sports Illustrated because he didn't beat somebody
Ring
ranked by Sports
rankings,
Illustrated.
The ring rankings, yes, is a world ranking. That is the main
No,
one.
it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
You see, now you're lying. Now you're
No,
actually lying.
it is not, you idiot.
Now you're lying
It's a
to defend your
magazine.
argument. To defend your
It's
argument,
not a
you're
world
now
ranking.
lying.
It's not a sanctioning body. The Ring Magazine is not a sanctioning body. They do not organize fights. They do not pay. People do not
Ring
pay
is
them
a
commissions.
world ranking.
They don't
Yes, it
even
is.
organize fights. They are a
Ring-
magazine.
It is a world ranking.
It is
just 'cause
not
they
a
do
world
it,
ranking. You-
see,
it
your
is
whole
not
argument.
one.
Your whole argument is just because it's a
You're a
magazine. It's
goddamn idiot.
You're
You're
making
an
stuff
idiot.
up and calling me idiot. See, you're getting
Because
angry.
you are. You are literally trying to tell me that Deontay Wilder has not fought people that a magazine ranked. And you're not counting the championship organization he's actually a champion
It is
of.
a world ranking.
He is the WBC champion. There are 4 sanctioning bodies in boxing. There are the major sanctioning bodies. There is the WBO, there is the WBA, there is the IBF, and there is the WBC. And there is not ring. Those are the championship bodies that people fight for championship belts off. Every single one of the title defenses that you say Anthony Joshua have are related to the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, or the WBC. Those are it. You do not get to say that
Those
a
are
ring
not
magazine
it.
that is not a
The
sanctioning
ring
body.
and the transnational
They are a
boxing
magazine.
rankings. The transnational
done.
boxing rankings board.
Dude, I'm
Are
done.
the world
You don't know any.
rankings.
I appreciate your whatever you're doing, okay? But you are not being
I'm
honest
putting
at
sense
all.
into your head. I'm putting sense into your head and your fan base.
You're putting sense in my head by
you
saying
guys are
Ring
all
Magazine.
delusional, clearly.
Hey, let me ask you a question, brother. Who owns Ring Magazine?
I don't need to answer that. Why do I need to answer that?
You don't know that.
Wait, is that your argument?
I'll answer the question.
Because who owns
Oscar
it?
De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya owns it.
Okay. WBC is a
WBC. WBC is a world boxing. It is a licensed
Mauricio
organization
Salomon.
that
Mauricio
puts on
Salomon,
and sanctions
There you go.
fights.
That's my argument there. It's full of that guy's a crook. So
now Mauricio Suleiman's a crook?
yeah. Oh yes, he is. Yes, he
What
is.
is that guy? Oh, so now
The
he's
ring-
no,
so-
that's why AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I mean, you're mentioning De La Hoya as your argument, so
I'm saying he owns Ring Magazine.
He's also a crook.
My argument.
He's a crook, that guy.
He owns.
So that's your argument.
Dude, it's a magazine. It's a
It's
magazine.
it's also a world ranking. Did you not know that?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The
No, it ain't.
Transnational Boxing Rankings Board also as well.
First of all, the Transnational Rankings Organization, that is a private organization that ranks fighters. It is not a sanctioning body. Nobody pays them a sanctioning fee. You are talking about magazines, man. You're talking about BoxRec. I know who you're talking about. The only problem is that Deontay Wilder is not a champion of BoxRec. He is not a champion of the transnational rankings. He is not their champion. He is the WBC champion.
I'm very well aware he was the WBC champion, but
so therefore, the only people that he can fight are people that are sanctioned by the WBC. So if you want to talk about the people that he fought and whether they were ranked, you have to say whether or not they were ranked by the WBC, because that's who he's a champion of. He doesn't fight people ranked by the WBA. He doesn't fight people ranked by the WBA.
They was not in the world rankings. They wasn't.
Who's world rankings?
And if the ring's if it's just a magazine, as you keep on saying,
it
is. Argument, why is it so established then? Why is it so exclusive? And
it's a magazine
in the boxing public
because they sold a lot of magazines. That's why. Because they sold a lot of boxing magazines for a very long time.
No, because just because you're saying, it's a magazine, that's why you're, using it as your argument to make it sound dumb.
Ring Magazine
is a world ranking.
Anyway, man, let me go to the end of this chat, man. Seriously, dude. For real, it's been fun, man, but I can only do so much of this with you, homie. Hey, Keith Nolan said, that's another thing I like about Errol. Often when he takes a big shot, he doesn't pause and make comes back rights. Absolutely, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. You got to hold on a second, man. Seriously, dude. Because really, man, you got to learn boxing, man. I cannot believe you're literally bringing up Ring Magazine's rankings.
I mean, you scored the Wilder Fury fight a draw. You think, but
I don't score it. I'm not a judge, dude. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge. I don't score fights. I'm not a judge.
Why don't you
Judges
look
do
into
that.
reality?
Hey, bitch, just stop for a second, man.
Why don't you look into reality? Come on.
Stop. Bill Lamb said, thanks for teaching boxing fans like me. Love your channel all day, man. No worries. I'm serious, man. Really, really, dude. You got to come on with this nonsense, man. I don't have AJ in the Hall of Fame because he lost to Andy Ruiz and he lost to Alexander Usyk. And so right now, I don't have him in the Hall of Fame. If he beats Alexander Usyk and goes on to have another title reign, the man can get in there. But with 26 fights and having lost 10% of your fights to guys that I don't think that highly of, I'm not going to vote him into the Hall of Fame.
You don't really rate him?
I think Usyk beat him. And he whooped him too. So I don't think he gets any credit for losing to Usyk. No.
No. Okay? Why do you not think of Usyk highly? That's what I'm saying. You just said you don't really.
Why don't I think of him highly? I think of Usyk highly.
You just said you don't really think of him highly. You just said you don't think of Ruiz. Fair enough. You don't think of Ruiz.
Let me put it this way.
Usyk highly.
I'm going to rephrase. I'm going to get back to the point. I am not going to credit AJ because he lost to Usyk. Usyk could be the greatest fighter in the world. I don't give a shit. He lost to the guy. So you acting like he was Usyk that he lost to. Dude, he lost. He didn't win. He lost. It sounds to me like you're trying to get a man credit for losing. He lost.
No.
He lost.
Yeah. No, did you just say if Usyk was like the greatest, it doesn't matter. He still lost.
It don't matter. He lost.
Is that what you just said?
Guess what, dude? Guess what?
Because you just
the greatest heavyweight in the world, in my opinion, ever was Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali knocked out Henry Cooper. Okay? Knocked out Henry Cooper twice. Henry Cooper don't get to the Hall of Fame for me because he got knocked out by the greatest heavyweight ever. There's all kind of guys that didn't make the Hall of Fame. They got beat up by Ali. Okay? So no, you don't make the Hall of Fame just because you got beat by somebody. No, he lost the fight, man. He didn't win it. He lost it.
Right, now let me go back to what I was saying because keep
getting desperate, brother.
You just said, man. Because now, there you go. There you go.
With some sense for a second.
Okay.
Quincy Carter said Ruiz ate a fajita taco for 2, drunk a 12-pack of Modelo's, then stopped AJ same night. Exactly, man. Man, he lost. You trying to get this man credit for losing? Go ahead, man.
Right, as I said, you just said, it doesn't matter if Usyk was the greatest, yeah.
No, AJ it wouldn't matter. He lost.
You just said on to another guy in a debate, that it doesn't matter that Wilder lost to Fury because it's Fury. That's what you said, actually, and he lost him like 3 times.
No,
that actually is
Mr.
what you said. I was
Excuse me, Mr. Fraser. Excuse me, Mr. Rephrasing. What I said was, and let me clarify what I said and what I mean. Deontay Wilder was going to the Hall of Fame before that fight, because he had already had 9 successful title defenses. He already knocked out 42 different
against
people.
Horrible opponents.
That's why, against whatever you want to call them, he knocked out 42 people. I find it really strange that you can try to credit AJ for losing and discredit Deontay Wilder for winning.
Since when? What?
Yeah, no. You want to say Deontay Wilder?
You just made up that. Since when am I giving AJ credit for losing?
Yeah, you trying to cut him a break.
I've said that he's got a good resume.
You know, you're
he's
giving
got
me like, but
defenses.
Usyk doesn't count. Usyk was a good fight, but Usyk, you know who Usyk is? Dude, you say, but it gets horrible opposition. They're horrible because Deontay Wilder beat them. He beat them. He didn't lose.
Oh, no, they are. No, they are.
Them.
No, they
you
are.
Seriously, when you bring up that nonsense, it's like you're trying to say Deontay Wilder doesn't deserve credit for beating people. But you're trying to give AJ at least neutral credit for losing to somebody. AJ lost.
No, because
Deontay Wilder didn't lose to those dudes you're calling horrible. He beat them, and he knocked him out.
You're ignoring the fact that I've mentioned his resume.
Man, I am ignoring a whole lot of shit you're saying because you're making shit up.
Hey, so there you go. You're admitting it.
Good morning, Fanon. I'm not looking to debate you. Just want your opinion. Devin, Haney, George Kambosos. If it goes to scorecards, Haney's going to have a hard time if he goes to the scorecards. Hold on a second, man. Let me get to the end of this, man, because we're going to wrap. Trust me, we wrapping this up. Because you gone at Ring Magazine as a sanctioning body. Quincy Carter said, rumor has it that Queso and Ruiz water bottles the night. Oh, did he stop Joshua? Oh, yeah, there is rumors that his water was messed with. Solid rumors that AJ's water got messed up. Absolutely. Much love in that super chat, bro. And we got somebody waiting, dude. No joke. Because on the real, y'all just trying to make shit up. Hold on, let me slide down here, bro. It's Deontay Wilder lost a fight that's a draw. Anyway, man.
Oh, no, he did lose that fight. He did.
Yeah, okay.
He did.
Okay. He lost. Okay.
That means you agree with every judge.
What the F does this have to do with the fact that AJ's overrated? Nothing. Keith Nolan. And I told him ahead of time, as soon as he came, I knew what he was doing. He's going to try to discredit Deontay Wilder. But by starting off by complimenting him. Oh, I believe he's a Hall of Famer. His resume.
No, because your argument is because he's had like 40 fights, so that's ridiculous.
Doug, not 40 fights. How many times you gonna lie, man?
How many
times you gonna lie, man?
You said.
I didn't say because he had 40 fights. I said he had 40 knockouts.
You denied them. You've denied a lot of
knockouts.
You actually said.
You gonna stop lying? 40
knockouts.
Oh
no, I'm not. See,
I've clarified it with you.
Just what you're saying.
I've clarified it with you 3 times at least. I said because he has 40 knockouts.
Do you not understand the amount of times I've had to repeat in this debate, whatever you call it? I mean, this isn't a debate.
So the next time you repeat what I say,
this has just been you lying to your dumbass fan base.
40 knockouts. He has 40 knockouts.
No, you actually said fights as well when you talk about
AJ's
only got 26 fights.
40 knockouts.
No,
I say 40 knockouts. If you want to act like you don't hear what I'm saying to you, just for the sake of you trying to score a point.
No, I did hear what you were saying. You said 40 fights.
40 knockouts.
You also said 40 fights.
Let me clarify for you, man.
See, you're lying.
I'm telling you very, very clearly that I consider one of the things that get Deontay Wilder into the Hall of Fame is that he has 40 knockouts. Not 40 fights. 40 knockouts.
You also said fights. You're
I
just lying.
also said he has more than 40 fights. He
Wait,
does.
You agree? So no, you said you also said so. You agree? So you agree that you did say 40 fights?
Man, blah,
so you
blah,
did.
blah, blah, motherfucking blah, blah. You won't even
there you go. You're
accept
not letting me
that
talk.
I'm telling you very, very clearly why I have him in the Hall of Fame. I have him in the Hall of Fame because he has 9 title defenses and he has over 40 knockouts. And everybody he's ever fought in the ring, he has managed to knock down. That is why I have him in the Hall of Fame. He is one of the longest reigning WBC champions or world champions ever. He has 40 plus knockouts. Knockouts. Not 40 plus fights. 40 plus knockouts. Now, if you want to act dumb, like you don't understand what I said again, it is just again showing that you are dishonest as a person.
You've actually been the one that's been lying this debate. It's really bad.
You will say whatever you have to say to try to score cheap little points.
I'm saying things that make sense, and I'm also
that Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Famer. You've already admitted it. You
I've said
walked
like
in the
five,
door admitting
I've said
that.
like 5 things that you actually said. But
walked in the door because I asked you what you wanted to talk about first. Because I'm not going to run around and
you're
debate
in your
this.
feelings.
Look, stop.
You're getting in your
because
feelings. Because you're lying.
Watch this trick. Now shut your ass up over there. You can hear me. Shut your ass up over there. And try to unmute yourself from that. You're being dishonest. You came here trying to debate whether or not AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame. I gave you my justification. You think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Good for you. I do not. I said Deontay Wilder belongs in the Hall of Fame because he has 40 knockouts, not because he has just 40 fights. Got it? I didn't. Now, if you want to talk anymore, actually say why AJ deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And that's it.
Hello?
I'm here.
Right. So you just kicked me for no reason, and you just said something that you've been saying the whole time.
Like I said, why does AJ belong in the Hall of Fame without Deontay Wilder in the sentence?
Are you going to let me say my thing now before kicking me?
Are you going to answer the question?
Right, say your question again so I'll make you happy. Right, say it again.
Why does Anthony Joshua deserve to be in the Hall of Fame without comparing him to Deontay Wilder?
I've already told you. I've said this like 5 times. I've talked about his resume. He also has a lot of title defenses. I mean, and he's got a good amount. The fights don't actually mean anything anyway. But obviously to you it does, which is ridiculous. But like I've already said a lot of things. He's won a lot more. He's won belts and everything. Like, how's he not in the Hall of Fame but Wilder is? That makes no sense. You can't just put Wilder in it but not AJ.
Deontay Wilder has 9 title defenses, which is one of the most in history. Deontay Wilder has knocked out 40 men.
Nobody's,
and Deontay Wilder has had a complete career.
So knocking out 40 nobodies is a great thing all of a sudden.
Who do you know has knocked out 40 people?
40 nobodies? Oh no, it's just Wilder.
Who do you know has knocked out 40 nobodies?
Yeah, it's just Wilder.
Who do you know who's knocked out 40 nobodies?
I've just said about Wilder. I mean,
who do you know
that can't just be your argument, bro, because he's knocked out 40 guys.
Do you know
title defenses? That's a fair argument, I guess.
Who do you know that's knocked out 40 nobodies? Who?
So is that a good thing? Or is that pushing the Hall of Fame?
Who do you know that's done it?
Well. Wait, so that's a good thing. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame, because he's knocked out 40 nobodies.
Who do you know?
Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Who do you know?
Let me talk. The title defenses, 10 title defenses. That's a good argument. But the amount of fights he's had, and because he's knocked out like 40 guys, is that supposed to be a great thing? I know
Yes,
the
it
people in the
is.
chat
Absolutely,
and you
it
guys
is.
don't like
Absolutely,
saying
it
it.
is. Yes.
Yes,
To knock
guys.
out 40,
yeah,
to
guys
knock
in the
out
comments.
40.
I'm being serious.
Yes, I'm
You
being
don't
very
need to call
serious.
me a hater
If you
or
fight,
anything.
if
I'm
you
just saying
fight
the truth here.
40 men, if you knock out 40 professional heavyweights,
Okay.
yes, that is impressive, man.
That puts you in the Hall of
Absolutely.
Fame. Well, that puts you in the Hall of Fame.
With 10 title defenses of the WBC belt
That's a
and
good
40
10.
knockouts, yes, it puts you in the Hall of Fame. Yes.
40 knockout. Okay. I mean,
Yes,
that's
it does.
that's a
I don't know anybody
that's a
else
very
that's done it
stupid
that's
argument.
not.
That's a stupid argument. No offense.
What's
I
stupid
hate
about
to
it?
break
What else
to
does he
you.
have to do?
That's a stupid argument.
What else did he need to do?
Well, because the guy knocked out 40 nobodies, he's in the Hall of Fame.
No. So let me get this right.
And bearing in mind, when
Hold
only
on, man.
let me
get this right, man. Let me get this right.
2 out of 40 fights was ranked.
So why does Deontay Wilder deserve to be in there then?
2 out of 40 guys were ranked.
Excuse me. Why does Deontay
I said the
Wilder
title
deserve to be in the
defenses
Hall
is a
of
good
Fame?
argument.
Hold on, man.
10
You just said
title
you
defenses.
said Deontay Wilder
But,
is a Hall of Fame. You said Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Fame.
Let me talk. I've been letting you talk the whole
You said
time.
Deontay Wilder. Dude, it's my channel. You said Deontay Wilder is in the Hall of Fame. So why is he in the Hall of Fame if my reasons are stupid?
I said the title defenses. I never said that one was stupid, but the amount of fights.
So he believes to be.
Let me
he
talk,
belongs
let
in
me
the.
talk.
Okay, so great. So he belongs in the. He belongs in the Hall of Fame because of his title defenses. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's the only thing I agree with.
Awesome. Then guess what? He's got more than AJ does. So when AJ gets to 9, put him in the Hall of Fame.
So if he gets to 9 title defenses, that's when you're going to put him in there.
Yeah, put him in. Why not? Yeah, put him in the Hall of Fame when he gets to 9.
Oh, that's good. That's good for you then, I guess, but it's not good for me still. But I mean, I'm talking about the title defenses as I've been saying, but you're probably going to kick me in a minute.
That's cool, dude. I didn't want to talk about.
Well, there you go.
We'll cut to the chase. You think that Deontay Wilder belongs in the Hall of Fame because he's got 9 title defenses. Great. So do I. We can agree with that. You don't think
I can agree with that, yes. I can agree with that part, yes.
You don't think knocking out 40 men is important. So cool. It's not important. So I'll set that to the side. And we'll say Deontay Wilder has 9 title defenses and AJ doesn't.
That can't be your argument, bro. I'm sorry.
It is my argument.
When most of them ain't even that good.
Look, man, it is my argument. It's not a don't. That's why I voted him. That's why I have him in there. Because he knocking out 40 men to me is impressive.
But when I say certain things that you don't like to hear, you call me a dumbass.
Dude,
like,
if you
come
say,
on,
but dude, if you
hypocrisy right here, bro.
If you tell me things like like he's never fought a top 10 opponent, that's just not true.
Yeah, no, he hasn't. Yeah, no, Stevan and Ortiz.
They weren't top 10.
Out of 40 fights. No, they were, but out of 40, 2 out of 40. That's ridiculous. Come on, bro. That's stupid.
Okay. AJ's never fought a top 10 opponent.
What are you talking about?
He's never fought a top 10 opponent. I'll just make it up and run with it.
Oh, you're making it. Oh, there you go. Well, you're making it up. So
exactly. I'm not making that shit up.
I'm actually saying true things. You know.
No, you're not, man. That's not true.
Parker, all those guys, they were ranked.
Dude,
they were actually in the world rankings.
But
they were actually they were.
No, it's not true, man.
They were ranked.
It's not true that Deontay Wilder did not fight top 10 guys.
Let me get up the rankings right now, then.
It's the WBC rankings, and you can't pull up rankings now for fights that happened 5 years ago.
You actually can.
Oh, for their rankings now? Where they're ranked now?
No, you can go back. You can go back.
Then go to the WBC and pull them up. Because he's a WBC champion, man.
I'm going on the world rankings.
Hey, man,
right
it's nice
now.
talking to you, brother. On the real, it's nice talking to you, homie. I can't keep this going anymore. If you think AJ belongs in the Hall of Fame, knock yourself out. I don't, because the man lost to Andy Ruiz, the man lost to Alexander Usyk, and he only has 26 fights.
Oh, you go talking about the amount of fights again.
Yeah, he's got 26. Argument. He's got 26 fights. I don't think 26 fights is enough to judge whether.
Let's just say AJ knocks out 15 nobodies. Yeah, 50 with terrible records. He's in the Hall of Fame. Then, yeah.
I do not think that 2 losses out of 26 fights is enough to put you ahead of many, many historic heavyweight champions that did not get in the Hall of Fame. Okay? If you're talking about a Hall of Fame, you're talking about him being in there with guys like Ali, being in there with guys that had 60 fights, being in there with guys like George Foreman and guys like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko, guys that have 50 and 60 fights and have a track record, a long track record. You're talking about a guy with only 26 fights. For me, 26 fights is not enough, okay? Because you don't know what's going to happen when he gets to his 30th fight, in his 35th fight. He may not get there.
You need to talk about the quality of the opponents.
A lot of
okay, because it seems to me like you're comparing Wilder to Ali.
You are hyped up on quality of opponents that I don't think are that great.
Come on.
I don't think Charles Martin is any better than a lot of guys. I just think he's an okay fighter. I think Derek Chisora, I think that Dillian White is an okay fighter. I think that Joseph Parker's an okay fighter. I think they're okay fighters. They are not historic level heavyweights, these guys, all right? They're not. They're not Evander Holyfield. They're not Lennox Lewis. They're not Tyson Fury. They're not. They're guys who you recognize, guys that you know that are good fighters. AJ is a good fighter. He beat good fighters. But you're talking about being a Hall of Fame, and that is your totality of your career. People get into the Hall of Fame when their career is over, when you take a grand sum total of everything that's happened in their career. And there are plenty of fighters that came in fast, got to 20, 26 fights, and then by the time they got to 30, they were gone. He just doesn't have enough.
Have you not seen what AJ has been doing in those 20-something fights? You can put him in your Hall of Fame. Dude, give him your vote. You're not going to get my vote. He's got 26 fights, and he lost 2 of them to guys he should have beat. If he is a Hall of Fame fighter, if he is a Hall of Fame level fighter, another Hall of Fame level cruiserweight moving up, he shouldn't lose to. He shouldn't lose to Andy Ruiz. Here you go again doing that.
He shouldn't. But that's my opinion. It's not.
He was supposed to beat Fury, right? I mean, as you guys were saying.
No, I never thought he was gonna. I never picked him to beat Fury. Never.
All you LDBC
no, I never
guys
did.
were doing that.
I never picked him to beat Fury. Ever.
Yeah, you did.
No, you're a liar.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. Never. Okay. I never picked him.
I'm a liar now.
Yeah, if
that's
you
what
said
you've been doing the whole debate, right?
If you're telling me that you heard me pick that Deontay Wilder to beat Tyson Fury, that is not true. I never did.
So your whole argument in all this debate is obviously you're basically saying the quality of opponents mean nothing. If AJ knocks out the next 15 guys and then nobody's,
I said that a man
in the Hall of Fame, right?
Fights.
Does that mean he's in the Hall of Fame then, right?
With 26 fights, a man with 26 fights and two losses, bad losses, not warrior losses, bad losses. Those are bad losses. Those are one-sided, lopsided losses to guys that were not supposed to be on his level. With 26 fights, is not getting into the Hall of Fame on my card.
And Usyk AJ, no. The Usyk AJ fight was actually a 50-50 fight.
It was not, dude.
AJ. If you saw the betting and everything,
if
AJ wasn't a huge favorite.
The fight, if AJ had won, it wasn't a 50-50 fight in the ring. In the ring, it was a blowout. He got blown out by Usyk. That wasn't a 50-50 fight. That was a blowout. If it was a 50-50 fight going in, he got blown out when he got there because it wasn't 50-50 in the ring.
You just said AJ. You said AJ was supposed to beat him, but it was a 50-50 fight.
I said if he was a Hall of Fame level fighter, he was supposed to win that.
You see. You like when I debunk your things, you kind of change what you were saying before.
You're not debunking anything. It's my opinion. You can't debunk
trust me,
an opinion,
I've been debunking a lot of everything you said.
You cannot debunk you cannot debunk a opinion.
That's all I've been doing.
Me my standard, man. 2 reasonable people can look at the same thing and come up with two different opinions.
Okay,
you have AJ
Fury
in the
Wilder
Hall
wasn't
of Fame.
a draw.
You have AJ in the Hall of Fame. Knock yourself out. I'm telling you why I don't have him there.
That's my opinion.
There's nothing to debunk about that.
Hey, Fury Wilder wasn't a draw. That's my opinion. So you must accept that, right?
No, I don't have to accept your opinion.
Why are you being?
Because it's not an opinion. It's a fact. It's a draw. It's on box rec. That's just a fact.
So you agree with every judging on the boxing fights?
Dude, you're trying to go through these loops again, dude. I am not a judge.
You're not. You're not answering me. You're not answering.
Let me tell you. Yes, I have disagreed with scorecards, but it didn't change the outcome.
You disagree with scorecards.
I disagreed with Oscar De La Hoya, Pernell Whitaker. But guess what? It's still on the record that Oscar De La Hoya won the fight.
But,
it's
so
just
you
a
think
fact.
so do you think Pernell Whitaker won that fight?
Dog,
Answer,
let me tell you something, man. You know you want to talk about. You want.
Are you
going
to mute me now?
Bro,
are you going to mute me
look,
now?
man. I don't know what you're trying to save here. Okay, whatever you're trying to save, it's already gone. I do not have AJ in the Hall of Fame because Anthony Joshua he has lost 2 out of 26 fights, and they were bad losses. A bad loss to a replacement fighter in Andy Ruiz by knockout. And a fight by a guy that had not looked very good at heavyweight since he got there in Alexander Usyk. If he turns around and beats Alexander Usyk in the rematch, he regains the championship and he goes on to have a stellar wins, goes 40-0, goes 14-0 or 15-0 for the rest of them and knocks out everybody he gets in the ring with, I will put that man in the Hall of Fame. If he gets to 40 knockouts, I will put that man in the Hall of Fame. If he gets to 10 if he has a run of 9 title defenses, I will put that man in the Hall of Fame. But I am not interested in putting him in the Hall of Fame coming off a bad loss to Alexander Usyk and 2 fights before that, coming off of another bad fight against Andy Ruiz. And if I'm right, the dude lost, the man at this point has just now lost. In the last 2 years, he has a 50% win. He's won 50% of his fights over the last 2 years. And you want me to put him in the Hall of Fame at 26 fights without him having to generate any more numbers? No, man, I'm not doing that. If you want to do that,
just get beat up by Tyson Fury in his last 2 fights, right?
I told you that he was in the Hall of Fame before that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I said the man is in the Hall of Fame before he lost to Tyson Fury.
And I need to go back on another point actually. What you're saying about your stupid opinion. Because obviously you're talking about music.
Dude, I said
he looked bad
I'm
against Shakur, right?
I'm going to clarify for you again. I said Deontay Wilder's in the Hall of Fame before he got to Tyson Fury. Before that, in my opinion. Okay? Muhammad Ali lost the fights. He's still in the Hall of Fame. Losses don't necessarily eliminate you from the Hall of Fame. But if you only have 26 fights and you've lost and you didn't lose to a Hall of Fame.
He avenged the first loss though, so does that not mean anything?
He lost to Andy. That's my opinion.
He avenged it.
Great, he avenged it. So let him avenge the Alexander Usyk fight. So let him avenge the Alexander Usyk fight, and then let him knock out 14 more guys and get 9 title defenses, and I'll be happy. Okay?
Do those 14 guys not need to be quality? Doesn't matter the quality of the opponent. If he gets,
I don't know what you want to say quality is and what quality isn't. Dude, I don't know. Your quality is what you think quality is, all right?
If these 14 guys ain't that good, they're not ranked, does that mean he's in the Hall of Fame? Answer me this.
Dude, there's
I've been answering all your questions.
There's only a certain number of A+ level fighters in any weight class at any given point in time. And I can look at wins. I can look at wins for Lomachenko and say those are not quality wins. I can look at fights for Terence Crawford and say those are not quality wins. I can look at fights for Tyson Fury and say those are not quality wins. Okay? I can look at AJ and say those are not quality wins. I can say all of that all you want. But if the man gets he's got 26 fights, which is less than Errol Spence. I don't know if he's got as many fights as Gervonta Davis has. He has fewer fights than Gary Russell has, and Gary Russell Jr. fights once a year. Okay? Come on. The man doesn't have a lot of fights. He's a big name. He has a lot of hype around him. I understand that. He's a good, solid fighter. But is he in the Hall of Fame? To me, no. To you, yes. I've explained myself multiple ways, man.
Oh, so I've explained myself multiple times too.
And as long as and here's the deal. For me, the fact that you think he goes into the Hall of Fame, knock yourself out. Give him your vote. Okay?
Okay, yes,
but there are certain things that are facts and not facts.
Tell me the things you haven't liked me saying.
The things that you say about Deontay Wilder not fighting a top 10 guy because the guys weren't ranked in Rings list or World Transactions list rankings or BoxRec rankings, that is nice fluff to talk about. However, That's not how boxing actually works.
Those are the actual main rankings.
Excuse me. How boxing actually works are that a champion lives by the rules of the sanctioning body that they fight for. Deontay Wilder is the WBC champion. If you want to know if he fought top 10 guys, you have to look and see if he fought top 10 guys who are ranked in the top 10 by the WBC, because those are the only people he's allowed to fight. If you want to know if AJ beat top 10 guys, they have to be top 10 guys by the WBA or the IBF or the WBO, because those are the guys, that's the champion that he's the champion of. BoxRec is a database, a records database. Rings Magazine is a magazine, literally, it's called Ring Magazine. ESPN is a network on television. They are not sanctioning bodies. That is what you call marketing material or people's opinion. Ring Magazine's opinion, their rankings come from the opinion of boxing writers, not by judges, not by people that actually fight in the ring. Ring Magazine have people like Dougie Fisher voting, people like Dan Rayfield voting, people that sit down and type. That's those guys' opinion who they put in those positions. That is not, you don't get into a ring and fight for a ring belt. The only thing
there actually is a ring belt though. There is a ring belt though. So your argument is now just being
that's not more stupid. See, that's where you think you just don't understand boxing and you're not being fair. I'm telling you, son, I am telling you literal facts here. He's the WBC champion. You have to judge the man on what he does in the WBC. That's who he's the champion of, man. Be fair to the man. You are being unfair to the man.
I'm being very fair. When it's a mandatory, yeah, fair enough. But all these guys at Wilder fought, they weren't all mandatory, so that's the thing.
They are ranked in the top 10 of the WBC. Yes, they were. He's the WBC champion. He's fighting for the WBC and its WBC rankings. The rules of the WBC says that he has to seek the approval of the WBC to fight anybody. They have to approve it. And in order for them to approve it, they have to be in the top 10 of their rankings. That's what he's a champion of. Same thing for Tyson Fury. That's why Tyson Fury's fighting Dillian White. Not because Dillian White is ranked by the Ring Magazine or because he's ranked by transactional rankings. He got ordered to fight Dillian White by the WBC.
But the fighters that are in the world rankings, they're quality opponents.
Dude,
they are quality opponents. They are.
Look, man, I don't know what you consider a quality opponent and not a quality opponent. But the only person that a boxer can actually fight are the people that are approved by the sanctioning body that he fights for. If he fights somebody that they do not approve, he will get stripped of his championship. It happens. Guillermo Rigondeaux got stripped. Guillermo Rigondeaux got stripped of his WBA belt because he moved up and fought Vasily Lomachenko for another belt, and they didn't approve the fight, so he got stripped.
You only have to fight them if they're your mandatory. Okay?
That's not true, man. Go read the WBC. I don't have the time to teach you the WBC rules. They have to be every fight. If every fight has to be approved by the WBC. If you are a WBC champion, you have to. It's their belt.
Even when they have voluntary defenses.
They do not allow you to put their belt on the line against anybody unless
so what
they
voluntary defenses? Is that not a thing?
It's not not a thing.
A voluntary defense is not a thing.
Absolutely, and they have to be approved by the sanctioning body.
You're not seeing the amount of voluntary defenses Wilder had. He could have fought, but he fought nobody.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda,
he didn't fight any good opponents.
Coulda, woulda,
shoulda. There you go.
Look,
so is that your argument?
There I go. Nothing, man. You're talking about what he could have done. You're talking about what he could have done, what he should have done.
What he should.
You're now switching your point again, man.
No, that's what you've been doing.
Dude, you've actually been switching your points. We're talking about the rankings and whether he fought a top 10 opponent.
He didn't fight, which he didn't. He didn't fight a world ranking.
Of course, no, he didn't. Hey, man, nice day, brother. Seriously, it was fun, but man, come on,
very fun
you
too.
just got to be a little bit more fair.
See you later.
You don't like Wilder, I got it. See you later, buddy. Anyway, get out. Anyway, what a joke. Anyway, what's going on, Wild? You said there for a long time, brother. You still there? Sorry about that, man. Anyway.
Yo, brother.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Hold on 1 second, man. He said, hey, man, dude, seriously, man. Please don't be that dude. Anyway, hold on 1 second. Let me roll down here, man. I got to check these super chats. Because, man, thank y'all so much for that support, bro. Seriously, man. Y'all can't just make up stuff, rules for certain people. For now, I bet he won't admit Fury's cheating and ducking Wilder. He would be undefeated. I bet he wouldn't admit, hey, man, if he wouldn't admit Fury cheating and ducking Wilder, he would still be undefeated. Hey, man, I don't know that, man. The guy's a good fighter, brother. But seriously, man, you cannot fight. Before we get into this, very, very clearly, if you are a champion in the sanctioning body, you have to fight people that are approved in that sanctioning body. Ring Magazine is not a sanctioning body. Neither is the transactional rankings. Neither is BoxRec. All right, what's going on, Wild One?
Yeah, all good, all good. How you doing, man?
I'm well, man. I can't complain, man. Just talking this boxing. What's happening with you?
Yeah, I heard you say a few things about in the past about Joshua and Manny Pacquiao being on steroids. Where's the evidence?
Oh, I don't know that they are on steroids.
So it's accusation then. You're accusing them.
Yeah, I didn't accuse them though. I didn't know. I don't know.
No, but you said you suspect Manny Pacquiao was on steroids, right? And Anthony Joshua
So
and
let me
Dillian
tell you,
White.
let me pause for a second. Don't tell me what you think I said in some video or something, because I'm sitting right here. So
Yeah.
I will flat out tell you what I think about Anthony Joshua and Manny Pacquiao. Because
Okay.
dude, I've done, I don't know, 3,000 different videos. I've talked about this subject, I don't know how many hours. So I'm going to flat out telling you. I'm going to tell you flat out what I think. I do not know if Manny Pacquiao was ever on steroids because he never tested positive, and he deserves the benefit of the doubt. I do not know if Anthony Joshua has ever been on steroids. I do not know that because he's never tested positive. He's never tested positive. He should be given the benefit of the doubt. The only people that should be called out for being on steroids are the people that actually tested positive. However, there are a lot of people out there that are on performance-enhancing drugs that have not gotten caught. So I would not rule it out for any in particular person. But if somebody told you, or if you took what I said, meaning I accused Anthony Joshua of being on steroids, I did not. Or Manny Pacquiao, I did not.
Okay, what about Dillian White?
Dillian White tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs twice.
Okay, when was that? Wasn't
once
it
once as a kickboxer and once before the Oscar Rivas fight. Dillian White has tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs twice. What's next?
Okay.
So yes, I suspect. So be very clear. I've accused him. I didn't accuse him of using steroids or performance-enhancing drugs. He got caught on performance-enhancing drugs.
Okay. Obviously, man's from Watford, London, so I'll go back my boy AJ. You get me? What I'm saying is, AJ unified wilder than ever.
True.
Yeah.
Great.
And I think wins over Ruiz, Klitschko, and Dillian White puts him ahead of Wilder easily. And I think Canelo will surpass Sugar Ray Robinson as well.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about which?
Both of whatever I said about AJ resume being better than Wilder's and Canelo.
I don't agree.
Canelo's resume being better than Sugar Ray Robinson?
I don't agree.
Oh, you don't agree with that? Why is that?
Why don't I believe that Canelo Alvarez's resume is better than Sugar Ray Robinson's are?
Yes, my brother, yeah.
I don't know. He has maybe a third of the fights. I don't know.
Okay, he's got
about a third. He's got about a third of the fights. He's got about a third of the fights.
Is it so for you?
And I think that the competition when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting was better than the competition that is in boxing right now. Because boxing is not as big a sport now as it was when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting. Sugar Ray Robinson, I also do believe, got to almost 100-0. I think he got, I think he got almost to 100-0.
One, yeah, something like that.
But that's what I think.
So you think someone gets into the Hall of Fame based on how many fights they've had? Even it doesn't matter about the quality of the fighters. So as long as you fight 100 fighters, if you got 80, like would you say Chavez Senior is better than Colonel Whitaker?
Do I think he's better? No, I think
Chav-
Canelo Whitaker beat him in a fight.
Yeah, who do you think's got the better resume?
I'm not going to compare resumes to, man. I don't know those guys' resumes that well.
Because I know a lot.
Quite honestly, I don't know Sugar Ray Robinson's resume well enough to tell you.
Thank you. But you know Canelo's.
Excuse me. I don't think you know Sugar Ray Robinson's resume enough to talk about his quality of opposition.
I know Canelo's resume, and I think Floyd Mayweather.
Do you know Sugar Ray Robinson's resume?
I've had a look at the fighters and the quality of opposition, and yeah.
Excuse me. Name 10 fighters he fought.
Most of them were bums. I can't really name them.
Excuse me. You don't know who they are, man.
What does that mean?
It means you can't judge the quality of the opposition if you don't know who the opposition is. How can you say that Canelo fought better fighters if you don't know who the other guy fought?
No, but the only what's his name? What's Sugar Ray Robinson's best win?
Dude, look, man. Look, I'm not doing it. You don't know who you do not know who Sugar Ray Robinson fought. So if I told you who his best win is, you wouldn't know who he is.
Yeah, what's his best win?
I'm not doing that. You don't know who they are.
No, but you're assuming things now. Come on.
I'm not assuming anything. I just asked you. You just literally told me you don't know who they are.
No, I do.
You said they're a bunch of bums. You said Sugar Ray Robinson beat a bunch of bums. You say you don't know who they are.
Compared to Canelo's resume, yeah.
You don't know, but you don't know who they are.
Compared to Canelo's resume,
you can't compare them because you don't know who they are.
Oh, man.
You don't know who they are.
What's Sugar Ray Robinson's best win?
Dude, look, man, do you have anything else?
You
don't know who they are. You're sitting up here, dude. You're trying to say. I mean, it's stupidity, man. Okay, and I want to get onto a serious. No, man, I want to get onto a serious call. Somebody serious about boxing. You're telling me that you don't know who these guys are, but they're bums, even though you don't know who they are. You don't know their names. You don't know who their names. You don't know who they fought. You don't know anything about them, but you call them bums.
You don't know half their names either.
Dude, I'm not the one calling them bums.
10, 15.
I'm not the one calling them bums. You are. I said I don't know his resume well enough to compare him, really. Because there's a lot of guys on there that I don't know.
So you're 50,
I'm going to tell you, you can't. I don't think you really can compare those resumes. But you're the one calling the man the bum, not me.
No,
and you don't even know who they are, man.
I never called Sugar Ray Robinson a bum. I said
the guys that he fought were bums.
Okay, maybe I should have worded it better. Man. I should have worded it better.
Look, man, goodbye. You want to argue for the sake of arguing? I'm not interested. No. If you don't know who the guys are, you can't compare them. If I were to tell you who they were, you wouldn't know them, so you wouldn't be able to have a discussion about it because you don't know them.
Yeah, bro, I got you.
Thank you, man. So there you go. And as far as the resume stuff, that's subjective. Seriously, it's subjective. AJ's got a very good resume. Deontay Wilder, to me, has got a very good resume. They both got good resumes. I like Deontay Wilder's better for the reasons that I like him better.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And I think it's reasonable. But I will tell you what is very unreasonable. What is very unreasonable is you calling people who you don't even know bums.
You called Bivol a bum?
I never called Bivol a bum.
You said he's not the caliber of opponent. You said Canelo has 4 bums in the past.
Man, it's amazing how you guys just want to put words in my mouth. What I said was Bivol is a good fight for him. Charlo's a good fight for him. I would rather see him fight Charlo. That's what my stance is on that. You don't have to try to put words in my mouth. You can ask me what I think. And be honest. It's like the last dude to come up here, man. You guys are dishonest.
Who's you guys?
You're dishonest and he's dishonest. You two guys. I'm a very literal person when I speak. You jump out here trying to call people you do not know bums. You don't know who they are.
Okay.
You don't know.
I worded it I shouldn't have worded it like that.
But you don't even
Sugar
know
Ray
who they are to
Robinson's
make a
resume doesn't
comparison,
compare
man.
to Canelo.
Let me tell you something, man. Most people are not in a position to compare resumes between two different eras. I was not alive when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting. I don't know how good those guys are in a sense that I'm in the ring with them or any of that. All I can trust is that people then were saying who the best fighters were. And guess what? There was only one champion at the time. There wasn't 4 champions when Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting. There was only one. There's one guy in that weight division that was the champion. That's not the case now. Now everybody can get belts. You talk about AJ and you say, AJ unified. Back then, there was no unifying back then because there was only one champion. There was nothing to unify. There was only one champion, right? So if there's only one champion, wouldn't you think that it's reasonable to believe that the guy with only one champion is literally the undisputed champion?
Spence or Crawford becoming undisputed is not really that much of a big thing then, right? Because there's lots of belts.
I didn't say anything is a big deal or not a big deal, man.
You use AJ as an example. So
dude, you guys, you're running around trying to find something to argue about. Now you're bringing up Terence Crawford. You're bringing up a bunch of stuff, man. You asked me 2 questions. Stick to the point. I gave you the answers. I said number 1, Sugar Ray Robinson's resume. I'm not going to sit up here and fake like I can compare the 2 because most of the guys up there I've never seen fight. Their names on a record and their stories in a storybook. I can't tell you that, and neither can you. But it sure seemed like you came out here trying to argue that Canelo's had a better resume than SugarRay Robinson. But you don't even know Sugar Ray Robinson's. You don't know Sugar Ray Robinson's resume to compare the 2.
I've had a look,
man. Just like the other dude, because I'm giving you guys time today. I'm giving you time today. Just like people saying that Ring Magazine is a legitimate ranking organization when it's not, man. Learn the difference between the news and the way that boxing works. You cannot hold Anthony Joshua responsible for not fighting guys that aren't ranked in his division. You can't. I wouldn't. And you can't do that for Deontay Wilder. If I say a guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame, I'm telling you the totality of his career. And quite honestly, I think Deontay Wilder's at the end of his career. He's got over 40 fights, and I think that is relevant to whether or not you can start making those type of decisions. I don't think you can look at a guy who's 15-0 and say, oh, yeah, that guy's in the Hall of Fame. He only had 15 fights.
What about Lomachenko?
What about Loma? That's a very, very good point.
Hall of Fame fighter?
What about Lomachenko? Lomachenko has what? How many fights does he have? I forget. Did he get to 16 fights yet?
When he had 15 fights.
So he got to 15 fights. He was undefeatable because he did it so fast. And I was telling people before, he'll never get to 30 fights. Vasily Lomachenko most likely will get voted in because of the people. But me, when somebody has 16 fights and you lost 2 and you only had 16, I would say, I don't know. I wouldn't eliminate him just because he doesn't have them. I wouldn't eliminate him just because of that.
You keep a neutral stance there.
Look, man, like I said, just like the last guy, I'm tolerating the conversation, man, because today is the day that I decided to tolerate it. All right? But just like the last dude said, you can't make shit up, okay? Tyson Fury did not, pause. Tyson Fury did not beat Deontay Wilder 3 times. He beat him twice, and it was a draw. That's just a fact. Deontay Wilder has fought top 10 opponents because he's a WBC champion, and guys have to be ranked in the WBC for him to fight him. That's the question.
Wilder has. And Joshua has,
My point is that I've not discredited. Only thing that I've said about why Anthony Joshua's not in the Hall of Fame for me is because he lost to Andy Ruiz. That's a bad loss. And he lost to Alexander Usyk. That was a bad loss, and it makes me wonder how good a fighter he is. But if he wins, if he beats Alexander Usyk, dude, I'm saying this independent of Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder...
But why do you have to keep mentioning the Ruiz loss? Anyone can lose on any given night.
Dude, Deontay Wilder has fought completely different people than Anthony Joshua has. Completely different
You're
people.
not letting me make my point.
I don't know. I gave you 2 points to begin with, and you made them, and I got rid of them.
I'm trying to rebuttal what you said.
About what?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you said Sorry,
You said what? I said what?
My mic's a bit.
What do you say?
Yeah, you keep discrediting. You keep bringing up Joshua's loss to Ruiz.
As
Like,
why I don't have him
but
in
you're
the
not
Hall
giving
of
him enough
Fame,
credit
man.
for avenging the loss. He came back and he beat Ruiz. He won 12 rounds to 0. I don't see you giving him credit for beating Ruiz in a rematch.
You don't see. What do you want? You want me to put him in the Hall of Fame because he beat Ruiz in a rematch?
No, I'm not telling you to do that.
Then what are
I'm
you
telling
What are
you
you
to
bringing
give
it
him
up
some
for?
credit. Because if Wilder was in Joshua's position, you'd be giving him hella credit.
Dude, excuse me, man. I'm not giving him credit for beating. I'm not saying that is worthy of him going to the Hall of Fame. No, he should have beat him the first time. It's Andy Ruiz. He should have beat
So
Andy Ruiz the first time.
when it comes to British fighters, if they lose once, they're not in the Hall of Fame. That's the standard that you're saying that you were
I'm
setting
saying
in
no,
UK
dude.
fighters.
Man, look, man, you bouncing all over the place. I don't have the man in the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you again why. He's coming off of a loss to a bad loss to Alexander Usyk. He came out. He
Yeah, which
lost
was
to
like
Andy.
not even
He had
1
a
year
bad
ago.
loss to Andy Ruiz,
Not
and
even 1 year ago.
the man has 26 fights. He got to the championship very, very fast. He beat some good fighters, not great fighters, good fighters. And I say good fighter. AJ's obviously a very, very good fighter, man. But he's not in my Hall of Fame for me, brother. That's it. Thanks, brother. I'll talk to you later, man. Peace.
All right, man.
Blessings, man. All right. Hey, Chris McClay said, this is what happens when unstoppable force meets an unmovable object. Man, and when stupidity hits the deck. Man, come on, man. Y'all got to be fair to people, man. Anyway, Stoner Bar said he need a hug, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. Say, hey, now Joe Kimball, that's right. Now you say neither deserve it. If you say neither deserve it, cool. If you don't want to put AJ, you want to put him in the Hall of Fame, I ain't got to worry about that, brother. Don't put him in the Hall of Fame. Me, I think he's in there for me. Keith Nolan said, I'm sorry to bring up politics, but this is like when people said, tell me a reason to vote for Biden without mentioning Trump. Exactly, bro. Just tell me why the guy should be in there without shitting on Deontay Wilder. And he can't do it. It's a comparison to Deontay Wilder, man. I'm getting schooled. Dude, get out of here, bro. I ain't get schooled with shit. Get out of here. You're getting schooled. Whatever, dude. Anyway, the baby in the background telling Kai to shut the fuck up. Yeah, man, pretty much, man. Let me get to the end of this, man. Say this troll been steady lying. Man, just stop lying, man. You know what I mean? Kai's a young 20-something. Fanon, drop me a link. Oh, yeah, I'll put the link in there. Let me slide all the way down, bro. Oh, let me slide all the way down, man. Y'all are like, hey, man, Patrick Bell, man, much love. He said, Fanon, here we go again. These UK cats is looking to disrupt your show constantly, Patrick Bell. I think you're much love in that super chat, brother. I'm just having fun, bro. What time is it? What the fuck time did I get on here? Okay, man, I'm having a blast this time. Hey, just whatever, man. It is what it is, dude. That first guy, I'm not doing that, brother. Hey, is that, hold on a second. Soda Black said, you missed my super chat. My bad, brother. I'm going to read the super chats in a second. Miss Jackson said, Fanon, this Kai and Wow don't know shit about boxing. Dude, let me tell you, man. Javier Ortiz said, Fanon talk the real and knowledgeable boxing fan like the great Terry Schmoot. Yeah, man, look, dudes, these guys, you got to be fair, bro, to people, man. You can't say guys have not fought top guys in the top 10. That's just all that is. Drop that link. Here you go. And at midnight, yeah, man, that was fun, man. There you go. There's the link, man. Like I said, I'll do it a little bit today, man. This is fun. Hold on one second, though. Y'all hit that like button, man. I know y'all messing me over on the likes, man. Yeah, YouTube, I like those UK dudes, though, man. They ain't no joke, man. They'll try to keep talking about dumb shit. Donna said, I love the way you handle low-key phone stalkers. Yeah, it is what it is, man. Soda Black in the building. What's going on, Soda Black? Soda Black. Hey, hold on one second, Soda Black. Hold on one second, man, because I got to do something. Hold on one second. Oh, here it is. This is gonna be over here. Okay. Make sure I gotta read these super chats, man. And Keith Nolan said he need a hug. Miss Clay, Straight A said Fanon, I bet he wouldn't admit Fury cheating and ducking Wilder, still be undefeated. Yeah, pretty much, man. But there ain't no necessity to it, man. Mr. 76, man. Much love in that super chat, bro. He said, Ring Magazine came to prominence in boxing's heyday due to careful crafted relationships with world champions, still does not qualify, establish, or legitimize them as a sanctioning body. Absolutely, bro. And my man Devin Wessler said the ring belt is a trophy. It's an honorable. It's an honorary title. My man Straight A said, Fanon cooking this man. Call him what it is. It's pretty much, man. It's like, man, stop that, man. You making up stuff on cats, man. All right, I think I'm there, man. All right, man, we got a lot of cats today. All right, so Soda Black, man, hit me up real quick, bro. What's good? Soda Black, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
Okay. I don't know why. Well, anyway, man, I just wanted to, first of all, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying, wish you a happy birthday. I forgot to do that. You know, I know it was a couple of days ago. I forgot to do that when I was on earlier, man. So, you know, big 50 somewhat. I'm not going to say it because I know you don't want to put your name. I mean, I know you don't put your age out there, but that's just going to say.
I'm 53. I'm old.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay,
hold on one second.
Yeah.
What is this? Did I open another? I didn't open another chat, did I? No, this is somebody with Fanon. All right, so let me kick you from the studio, brother. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Soda Black. We got a line. We got a line, man. So let's get to it.
It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick, man. I ain't gonna waste 40 minutes of your time like the other dude did.
I'm sorry, man. That shit was fucking ridiculous. But that's my fault, man. That was my fault, man. That was my fault that I let that go that far.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I said, man, happy belated birthday, man. I hope you had a great time with you and the wifey and whatnot, man. And then I just wanna apologize, man, for bringing up Wilder, man. This shit man, oh my God, bro. This has been crazy, bro. I came on with the Wilder, and all of a sudden everybody's just on Wilder now, man.
It's these UK dudes, man. It's you and Canelo fans. They'll pop up there. So you got a question? Man. You want to make a statement real quick?
Nah, man. I just want to wish you happy birthday and apologize for that, man. Then you missed my super chat. All I said was keep us stacking these dead troll bodies up, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing.
My pleasure, brother.
Yes,
Thank you much, man. I'm sorry I missed your super chat. I'm gonna keep eyes on the super and everybody that's supported in the super chat and the Cash App. Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate you. All right, Soda Black.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. DH in the building. What's going on, friend?
What up, Fanon?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
Hey, man, I'm just coming to the chat, to the channel to show love, man. You was in there cooking, man, cooking these trolls. Hey, I'm over here like this. Hey, man, I thought you was about to kick them out. I'm like, nah, keep frying them, man. Keep the sausage on. hey, first, let me say this to my English blokes. Let me say this, man. Wilder deserves to be into the Hall of Fame. Like, I spar twice a week at my gym. You can't just knock out 40 cats. I can get 40 random dudes off the street, and none of them dudes can knock them out. Wilder, 10 title defense. And AJ ran from him. AJ didn't want to fight him. And if they fought right now, he'll knock out AJ. And then to my boy that said, what did he say? Canelo's better than Sugar Ray Robinson? Man, Canelo can't even hold Sugar Ray Robinson jump rope. Like, dude, Sugar Ray Robinson he's my favorite. I got Sugar Ray Robinson, Cassius Clay. Those, Muhammad Ali. Those are my two favorite all times.
Hey,
but for this,
go ahead, man.
For this man to say that about Sugar Ray Robinson back then, they fought way harder fights. They didn't take roids. And they fought 15-round fights. And Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting.
They fought more than that. They was fighting. I think, was Sugar Ray 15 or was he still?
No, he's 15. He was 15
he
rounds.
At the 20. He wasn't in the 20s.
No. He started off with there was no round limit. And then they started with the 15-round limit. And then he was fighting like every other weekend. And then for you to call somebody a bum, he fought bums. Name one person he fought. Then Lomachenko, like, where did that come from? Man, these dudes be clowning the U.S. They hate us, man. They hate us because we better than them. We got better fighters. Nobody even watched they fighters.
Man, they could be kidding me, man. Hey, dude, somebody said these dudes had you cussing. Yeah, they had me cussing. Dog,
Yeah,
you think I'm impervious to stupidity?
Hey,
I'm trying to
right.
tell you, stupidity is my kryptonite. I get hot every time.
Hey, for now, I tell you this: you showed me patience today, because I'm sitting there like I would have been cussed these dudes out. I'd have been like this: "Hey, book me a ticket. I come over, set up a fight, and I'll beat both of y'all up at the same time in the ring for real. Because I'm about that in the ring.
That's what's up, man. Love
Man,
that
but
shirt. That's the squad right there, by the way.
hey, I'm a diehard Bulls fan all day.
Only the Bulls.
All day. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. That's my city. I rep the 419, but I'm a Bulls fan all day.
That's what's up, man. All right, brother.
All right, brother, man. Hey, keep it going. Keep cooking.
We'll do. I'll let one more of them on there on that, man, because it is, though. Hey, BH, I'll get back with you, brother. Boxing fan in the building.
How's it going there, Fanon?
What's going on, boxing fan? I'm good, man. What's going on with you, sir?
First of all, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
You're a legend. You know what? You've got a lot of knowledge of boxing, and I respect you for that. And 1,000,000%, Deontay Wilder is a Hall of Famer. You know, you can't deny that. AJ, to be honest, his first fight against Charles Martin, that was just a fixed fight, I'll be honest. He didn't really deserve that fight. He won the world title far too easily. And I don't really rate AJ anyway. Deontay Wilder, he got robbed against Fury the first fight. And there's nothing else I can say, you know.
Well, I appreciate you, boxing fan. Thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah, man. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think AJ's a good fighter, man. I mean, look.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but he's got too much hype around him.
Yeah, look, Look, first of all, I'm a very literal person. So if we're talking about the Hall of Fame, you know what I mean? It's a difference between being a really, really good fighter and being a Hall of Famer. You know?
Yeah.
So they may take something like and say, oh, okay, man, you're disrespecting him because you say he's not in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fighters that are terrific fighters that I loved as fighters that aren't going to make it into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something that is like, you know, there's like, if like basketball or somewhere else, you got all-stars, you know, like an all-star in your league, but an all-star in your league doesn't necessarily going to be somebody who's going to make it to the Hall of Fame. They're just a really, really, really good fighter. I mean, they're a really good player or whatever. So for me, I think it's clear that Anthony Joshua is a very good fighter. But I don't know if he's somebody that I would say, yeah, man, this dude has done something in his career that is so exceptional that, you know, it warrants some people remembering him forever. You know?
Agreed.
Yeah, that's just kind of where I am with it. And I think people take that as being an insult to AJ, and it's really not an insult.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think poorly of the man.
Yeah, but of course, Deontay Wilder, he fought Tyson Fury when nobody else wanted to fight him.
Absolutely,
and Fury in the first fight, I'll be honest with you, the guy was on steroids. You know, the second and third fight, of course, we all know he was on that juice. But anyway, what else can we say? Deontay Wilder, how much does he weigh? 215 pounds.
Yeah, and fighting a guy that's 260.
Tyson Fury, who's 280. You have to give respect to Deontay. And you know what? I met him when he came to the UK. Back in 2013 when he fought Audley Harrison. I met him, and the guy is a legend. You know, he's very humble, and I respect him. He's made a lot of money, and that's it, man. What else can I say about the guy? He's a gentle, humble giant. You know, he's about 6'8", and the guy is a monster. You don't want to fuck with the guy, man.
He's a big boy, man.
The guy would fucking knock everyone out, as he has done. He's knocked out 42 people. And in the first fight, he knocked out Fury. He knocked the fucker out. And what else can we say?
That's exactly, man. That's what's up.
And also, one more point, Fanon. Personally, I'm Amir Khan fan. Yeah? I've been watching, you know, I'm Amir Khan fan.
I don't understand that word you
Amir
said.
Khan boxer. Do you know what Amir Khan is? Amir Khan boxer.
Oh, Amir Khan, the fighter.
Yeah, I'm his fan. Basically, he's an Asian boxer. I'm an Asian guy as well. And,
okay, that's what's
he's
up.
done a lot for us. Yeah, I'm a Pakistani guy, and he's done a lot for our community. And what do you think? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Amir Khan, it's gonna be tough on Amir Khan getting in the Hall of Fame.
Is
He
it?
got Hall of Fame heart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I agree with you. But of course, as he,
He got Hall of Fame heart, bro. That dude
but he's
keep
not.
going,
Yeah,
man.
but his chin, of course, that lets him down. I'll be
Yeah, that's
honest.
it, man.
Amir
If it wasn't
Khan
for his
chin
chin,
is
he's a
that
good
lets him
fighter,
down. Yeah.
dude.
But of
Amir
course,
Khan.
you have to give it to him. The guy, he fought quite a few big names.
Oh, absolutely,
He beat
man.
Maidana.
He got my respect for sure,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, he's a great fighter. And also, we have to say one more thing. When he fought Lamont Peterson, he got robbed in that fight. You know,
He
we all
got
know
right.
that.
Yeah,
He
that's
got
fair.
robbed.
I
Yeah,
think he
yeah,
may
yeah,
have got. I
yeah.
was
But
surprised
of
he
course,
didn't get the
yeah,
decision in that fight.
yeah. But he shouldn't have fought Canelo. He got fucking knocked out badly, and since that fight, the guy's got brain damage.
Yeah,
And
it's tough
when
on
he
him, man.
fought Kell Brook, the guy was just doing it for money. But really, I lost respect for him after he lost to Canelo, because the guy was doing it for money. You
Yeah,
know,
that was
before
big.
that, I had full respect for him because he was fighting the big dudes. Maidana, he was fighting Peterson. You had Zabduda in there. You know, Malinaji. He had, he was fighting some big names then. But then after that, he went to fight Canelo, and he started doing it for money. So I lost respect for him then. Yeah, overall, what else can we say? In this day and age, boxing, there's no much hype around it. You know,
Yep.
you've got big names not fighting each other, like the big fight, Spence versus Crawford. That's a fight that we all want to see, but they're not fighting each other.
Hopefully
You
they'll
know
make
what
it
can
happen
we? Yeah,
soon, man.
yeah, man. It's a big money fight, and they're still young. Whatever how old they are, they're still young guys, and they can make a lot of money. And yeah, man. And what do you reckon? Is Wilder still fighting? Or has he retired?
Oh, I don't know, man. I just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for like Tate. There's this cat named Tate Jones.
Yeah.
He'll let the news out, but I suspect he'll come back, but he's probably just gonna take a break for a while, man.
Yeah.
That's been a
I
lot of
hope
fight.
he
He's
comes
had some
back, man.
very, he's had a
Yeah,
very
boxing is
productive
not the
last
same.
couple years.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but I got a long line, man. So
Yeah,
I
man.
gotta jump to
Keep
the next
it up,
dude,
man.
man.
All right, take care, my brother.
All right, brother. You take care, man.
Sorted,
Good to see you, man.
Take care. All right,
All right.
same thing, man. See you later.
All right.
All right,
My man Lionheart Zell said, finally caught alive. Happy belated birthday, Fanon. Thank you, brother, man. Thank you so much for that support, bro. I appreciate you, man. Hold on one second, though. I gotta check the Cash App. Dude, my man in the Cash App, Patrick Gordon said, happy Saturday, my brother. Thank you. Much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you guys for supporting the chat today. Y'all making me work today, man. Y'all make me do this show, because I don't usually talk to a lot of cats. My man, Educated Jab, said, you're a great debater, fam. Keep them topics. Exactly, man. You're gonna stay on the topic. I'm trying to tell you right now, if you come in to talk to me, you're gonna stay on your topic. Not gonna run all over the damn place, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay on the topic, man. I'm gonna bring it back to the topic. My man, CEO Peace Picasso in the building. What's going on, bro? I can't hear you, man.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you, but you got to turn that volume up a little bit.
All right, I'm going to do that right now. I still don't know how to work this. It's my first time on StreamYard. What's good, man? First of all, I'm a fan. I watch you all the time. I'm over here laughing at how you killing people with the knowledge. Thank you for what you're doing, man. People like me that work, especially work from home, we like watching you, man.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that,
and
man.
I watch you after every fight to see how you feel, catch your opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Fight, even though I don't agree with you or everything you say,
ain't got to.
It's still. I like watching you, man. You know, and I like screaming at my TV when I do disagree with you.
That's what it's about, man.
One of these times when I'm actually not doing anything, I'm gonna sit down and try to connect with them and say it was that day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All right, so I want to talk to you about. First of all, I want to talk to you about that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford beef.
Errol Spence and Terence Crawford beef. Hey,
right,
brother, can y'all hold on 1 second? Just give me. I gotta dip out for 1 second, man. But freeze frame for a second. I'll be right back. You know I'm an old man, so you just got to give me a second.
Copy.
All right, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm back.
I'm back too, man.
All right, let me do one thing, man, because I got my man DH in that bill said, keep cooking, brothers. Facts dropping. Thank you, brother, for that support and that cash app, man. Thank you so much. And everybody, y'all are really what keeps this channel going. So thank you guys so much for your support in the super chat and the cash app, bro. For real. Thank you. And dude, look, man, Fanon, the dude with the Fanon name, I see you, dude. I don't appreciate it.
That's corny.
So I see you up underneath here. I don't appreciate it, brother. I'm going to let you talk, but I'm going to tell you right now, dog, you say half a second sideways, I'm throwing your ass right out. That's disrespectful. I don't appreciate that, dude. Just to let you know ahead of time. There, you get out. Exactly. Kick rocks, homie. That, you know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Anyway, go ahead, brother. What's going on, man?
Before we move on to the Errol, Spence, and Bud, I want to make the statement about the heavyweight argument you had with the two UK guys previous.
Okay.
They forgot to mention that a few of those guys that Deontay Wilder fought, Joshua ducked. Am I wrong?
Oh, no,
Luis
you ain't
Ortiz.
You ain't lying. Luis Ortiz specifically.
So when they kept trying to compare resumes, they forgot to mention that Joshua ducked Wilder's resume. They forgot to mention that. You know, so the whole time, like, why are you even comparing the two resumes? But that's whatever. I want to get your final thought on right now, the situation right now between Bud and Spence.
What's my thought now?
Yeah, because I remember you saying one time that you think Bud is number one, right?
I think Bud's number one pound for pound.
But I know your favorite guy is Spence.
Yeah, my favorite of the two. I'll admit that I'm a bigger Spence fan. But I like both. But I'm a bigger Spence fan. Yeah.
So why did you think Bud is number one right now since your favorite guy is Spence?
I had Bud number one pound for pound before Errol won a belt.
And you think Errol haven't reached that yet?
I'm just saying, I think that since Bud is not lost, I had Bud as the number one pound for pound as Errol was coming up, and I have just not removed Errol from. I just have not said there's nothing that Terence has done, that Errol has done, that I think should supplant Bud as the number one pound for pound at this point, because he's not. Because Bud. Ever since I had him, he's knocked everybody out since I put him there. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I were to do it, if I was to be like, nah, I think Errol's the number one. I played with it for a second when I was like, man, you need to fight Sean Porter. You know, but when he fought Sean Porter, you know, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite because I was like, man, he need to fight Sean Porter, right? So he fought Sean Porter, he knocked out Sean Porter. I'm like, you know, there's only so much, you know, and at the same time, dude, you know, it's so pound for pound is so subjective. But the number one welterweight is Errol. And
yeah, that's right now.
That's the one real thing that counts. All so, right, that's where I am on that.
Make a separate.
Hey, 1 second, man. Uncle Robin said, longtime fan. My first ever super chat to anyone. Keep up the good work. Man down. Tank. Much love in that super chat, Uncle Ruckus. Brother, thank you so much, man. Y'all make the channel go, bro. Thank you. Really do appreciate that, man.
All right. Now, my main question right now is, if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight right now, who do you think will win?
Errol.
Why? How?
Because of the style. Because Errol is a pressure fighter and he wins rounds.
All right. Now you're thinking in your mind, prime Errol, prime Bud. I'm thinking right now, all the shit that Errol just went through, car crash, wear and tear. You don't think that's something that?
Until I see it in the ring, I can't put it on the man. I got to see it in the ring. I didn't see it in the ring. He came back off that car accident. He beat Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a legitimate fighter. He ain't no soft touch, and he beat Danny Garcia easy. That wasn't even a close fight, you know. He didn't look like his reflexes were any slower. He said he felt like he was only about 60-70%, that he didn't really feel like he was at his best, you know, at that point. So he was still recovering. But, you know, that's kind of where I am with that, man.
All right.
I got Errol because of the style, and Bud gives away too many rounds. And Bud also likes to fight. It's like my man who was on earlier said, Bud likes to fight. And if Bud wants to fight in exchange, Errol ain't got a lot of gaps, man. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of gaps there to take advantage of.
I don't know about that. I could argue about that because Sean Porter kind of found some gaps in Errol. You don't think so? That was a close fight.
Let me put it this way. I think Sean landed some shots on. Errol, but I think that Sean being short, so short, like, and Errol having to dip down to get on inside of him, I think it was the height of Sean Porter that made it a little bit more difficult because you could literally see in that fight like Errol had to bend, was bending heavy at the knees to get down there.
Nah,
and
Errol
really get,
adjusted good. I like the way Errol adjusted for those last 2 rounds, man. Errol adjusted beautiful.
He won the fight, and Sean, that's Sean's fight. He wouldn't. Sean like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. One judge said Porter won, and I would have been that one judge. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have. You know what? Come on.
Yeah.
The whole fight was just. It was close. It was hard for you to say one person won. You know, it was hard for you to say until Errol Spence knocked him down.
Knocked his ass down. It was a really good fight. That's why I love the fight. Hey man, but look, man, we got to knock out a couple more cats.
All right,
all right. See,
thing. Well, your best on 130.
Say that again.
Your best fight at 130.
Best fight at 130 is what's happening.
No, I'm
Oscar
saying
Valdez.
best fighter. Pick one. Quick.
Who's my best fighter at 130? Shakur.
135.
Tank.
140.
I still think it's Josh Taylor till he moves up. But if Josh Taylor's not there, that's up in the air. Maybe Regis Prograis.
Last thing, mark my word for it. Rolly and Tank is going to be closer than you think.
All right, I got it.
Mark my word for it, right?
All right.
Thank you, man. Keep doing what
all
you're
right,
doing. All right,
CEO Peace Picasso. I'll get back with you, brother.
Man.
What's going on, Noop?
What is going on, Noop? Of course, represent that fine new pie all day, every day.
Up. Hey, tell Diggs I say what's up to Diggs for me.
Yo, I don't even touch in the break conversations. Okay, not touching that at all. The big thing to talk about is welterweight. All right, and I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you when you're looking at Spence versus Crawford. Okay, to me, I agree with you. One, Crawford is the best pound for pound fighter. I mean, come on, he unifying 140, coming up to 140 and coming up to 147 and getting the belt. That's what you're supposed to do, especially if you're rolling with the WBO. Okay, right. But when I look at the two of them, I kind of take it back. Let me explain. All right. I look at the early 2000s. Okay. And I look at the middleweight tournament. Okay. The crown undisputed middleweight. Okay.
You talking about with Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad and
when Trinidad
and Bernard and Dave Reed and all them.
Yep.
Okay.
When Trinidad came up to to middleweight. All right. And when it came down to him versus Bernard, all right, Bernard walked him. Bernard washed him. All right. And it goes back to, I remember a video that I saw a couple of years ago. It was Crawford and it was Spence, and they were talking in a circle with their crew around them. And Errol said something that stuck with me from this day forward, from that day forward, and it reminded me of B-Hop versus Tito, which was you too light in the ass, and that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Okay, look, Bud is a great fighter. All right, Omaha crew, don't hate on what I'm about to say. Okay,
they are.
Yeah, because that's what they do. But they ride for their boy. They supposed to.
That's what they supposed to do.
He is too light in the ass to take on the best welterweight on the planet. And the best welterweight on the planet is Errol Spence, because Errol's gonna pressure. All right, and yes, Bud likes to trade. I don't know how long he's gonna be able to trade with Spence. He's gonna have to change up his game just a little bit, okay, to tag and then get on that bicycle, all right.
Yep.
But I don't think Bud has it in his head to trade to tag and get on that bicycle. I just don't see it.
Right.
Okay.
I agree, man.
And you bring up uh, Boots.
Yeah, that's my dude,
Who
man.
I feel Boots is the next. All right. I mean, I hate that I have this bad feeling that we're never going to see Boots and Errol at 147. We're never going to see that fight. Okay. We soon to see Bud and Boots. Okay. And my money would be on Boots because of the hunger, because of the size, and because of that power. All right. Boots is the next. He's going to be the next great welterweight champ. But before we see that, you got to see Errol clean out. You got to see Errol clean out the division.
I agree, man.
Yeah. Yo, man, look, I gotta bring this up because look, Newt, I've been watching you for years, man. Okay. And you have been an absolute inspiration. Okay. I'm a podcaster as well. I'm finally trying to get into doing sports podcasting. And one of the main things I want to do is boxing. Okay.
Okay.
So I will be reaching out to you and touching you up just for advice
Oh,
because
absolutely, man.
I love boxing. And the main thing I love is the business. Is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
business of boxing. And that's what a lot of people sometimes can't understand and can't
Or they don't
grasp.
want to talk about. They're
And they
like,
don't want
but it's the fun shit. It's like a lot of that's the fun shit.
exactly. So, bruh,
Yeah, hit me up. You got my email, New, don't you?
I do not, man. I do not.
Just go to the YouTube page. Like go to the YouTube page, and it's gonna be like for business inquiries. It's literally got that on there, man.
Perfect.
Yeah, man. But just or you can well, I don't really check my LinkedIn a lot. You can go to Martin Blackwell on LinkedIn and link in like that way on LinkedIn, or better yet, go to Twitter.
Okay.
You got a Twitter page?
I got a Twitter page.
Follow me on Twitter and then DM me on Twitter.
That I will do, my brother.
Yeah, and DM me on Twitter, and then from there we can chop it up, man. And you trying to get it set up and do all that, man. We can get it right. I'll get you right, get you to where you need. I ain't fucking around a lot with people like that, but I can get you on YouTube. I can get you right a little bit.
Perfect, bruh. I appreciate everything you do.
All right, man. When do you pledge, man?
Oh, I pledged at Alpha Kappa, North Carolina Central University, Fall 89.
You need Fall 89.
No, seriously, I'm Fall 89.
I'm Fall 89. There ain't no Fall 89s, dog. They didn't have no lines, but like a couple.
No. Fall 89, there were a lot of. I'll say this. Fall 89, there were a lot of short lines. Because remember, okay, after Fall 89, there were only a couple of handfuls of Spring 90, and then membership intake took place.
Yeah,
I'm one of the
last.
last.
Then you're saying.
Oh my God.
You're with
oh my
you
God.
my
Even
saying.
better.
Yeah, then I owe it to you. I didn't know you Fall 89. What club?
Yeah.
What club?
Juice Club.
I knew it because I was gonna be like, you were 1 or a 2. I can just tell. I was like, you 1 or 2. I knew you weren't gonna be no 6. Because I don't know how tall you are. I was like, you look
No. You had it right. In fact, true story. Okay, I was supposed to be a 1. But right before we came above ground, they switched us around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't get your ass whooped. You didn't get your ass whooped walking in the door then.
No, but because somebody had to protect the 8. That was me.
There you go. All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, dog.
I will hit you up.
We'll get back, New. I'm sorry, I called you dog, man. I'll get back with you, New. Yeah, man, hit me up on Twitter for sure, though.
Oh, no doubt.
All right, man. That's Sands. That's nice, man. All
Exactly. Find out.
All right, man. What's up, man?
Hello, John.
I can't hear you, man. You guys get closer to the mic, man.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, man. You gotta turn your volume up or something, mic up, or get your mouth closer to it.
Can you hear me now?
I can barely hear you. Go ahead, man.
Okay, I think the Perry, whatever Perry just said, except for the part where.
Dog, I cannot hear you, man. No joke. You got to do something to get that volume up.
Okay, next time. Hello.
I can't hear you, man.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay, I agree with whatever the previous guy said. I think Perry is name. Yeah, except for the part where he mentions about T-Bud Crawford, his crew and all, and Errol Spence crew meeting up somewhere. I think that was the part where Errol Spence was mentioning going the easy route. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember the words that were said.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with what Picasso mentioned about the what's happening to Errol Spence after the accident and the eye injury. I think something's wrong there. I think he's been changing his tune for some time right now. So what's up with that?
I don't think. Well, I don't know whether something's up with it or not, but we'll just have to see when the fight takes place. So that's just a wait and see type thing. Even though I doubt that there really is. I mean, the dude has been working out. He's been sparring. He says he's good, so I'm just going to take his word that he's good. As far as him changing up what he's been saying, dude, that dude has been extremely, extremely consistent. When he said, when he talked about taking the easy route, he was talking about staying on the easy route as far as negotiating and getting fights done because everybody has the same. Everybody's in the PBC. So he said, why wouldn't I just get all the fights done on my side of the street and then I'll fight you? And that's what he's been saying the entire time ever since. Except for saying that he's been very consistent with that. I don't think he's ever switched up.
No, I think he switched recently with the interview with ES News something. I think he was saying something along the lines of I do not need these titles anymore or something like that.
Yeah, he said he wants to have a fight. Yeah, he said he wants to have a fight. He wants it, but he's like, if for some reason
if I don't got it, I don't got it. Yeah.
What can I do? It's the same thing Bud said. But look, these guys are always talking, man, and getting people asking a lot of questions of them. And sometimes, I think it's just going to come down to whether or not they actually make the fight. I think that the money situation between the two is a bigger holdup than whether or not these guys want to actually fight each other.
Yeah, but now he's coming to PBC, so I think that shouldn't be a problem, right?
If he does come to the PBC, I think that would help. I think the fact that he's not with Top Rank also helps. You know what I mean?
I think it's more probable that he gets the fight now that he's in PBC. So, one more thing. I think I kind of agree with what you mentioned about the Ring magazine. Doesn't make sense.
Let me explain this to you then.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with what the UK guy mentioned.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Dude, what I'm saying is,
it's just what it is, man.
If the champion has to fight for
let me tell you where that comes from. Where that comes from is people, Eddie Hearn and guys in the UK who were trying to come up for a reason why Deontay Wilder did not deserve an AJ fight. They looked at BoxRec rankings and said, look, Deontay Wilder's not fought anybody in the top 10 of BoxRec. So I remember the conversations, and we've been having the same discussion with people for several years. They are holding Deontay Wilder to rankings to the transnational rankings or to BoxRec rankings, and acting as if he's not fighting. Number one, he's choosing not to fight guys. So where you have AJ that's paying guys a lot more money to fight him than fight Deontay Wilder, these guys are fighting Deontay, or chose to fight Anthony Joshua. Number one, Anthony Joshua is an easier fight than Deontay Wilder because you're not going to get your head knocked off more than likely. You may get knocked out, but you're not going to get concussed like that. These guys they all left the rankings. They all left the WBC rankings and went into the other sanctioning bodies once Tyson Fury vacated the belts. It was a free for all for the belts. And Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, because they were in a financial position, got AJ the shots for all those titles. And they specifically did not fight Deontay Wilder. And I think that it came out when Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz. He chose to fight these guys and not fight Deontay Wilder. You know?
Yeah, for one, I respect Wilder after the Tyson Fury fight. In fact, I would respected him more after the Tyson Fury fight. Yeah, because he never ducked anyone, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for that.
Absolutely, man. But all right, man. I got to bounce, man. We got a bunch of line, man. So thank you, brother, so much for calling in, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. My man Quentin Brandley in the building. What's going on, bro? You sideways and you on mute.
Oh, how you doing?
Hey, man, I can't complain about nothing, man. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm at home. I ain't in a prison cell.
Hey, man, that's a plus, dog, you know? That's a plus.
Hey, man, I want your thoughts on something, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember, I want to say last month, when they came out with this report talking about Errol Spence gave Ugas 50-50?
Do I remember a report? I remember, yeah, somebody said that he got 50-50 in there. I remember that.
Man, I'm going to show you something, man. I think through the years of boxing, I've never seen a fan base so extremist, right? That they will go so far out the way to create a man's fighting purse, right? Because everybody was so quick to report that, right? But ain't nobody never did a video using common sense. Because
I said I didn't believe that shit.
Oh,
I didn't believe that. Go ahead, though.
But I'm gonna show you something, Fanny. You got common sense. You wasn't supposed to believe it because wasn't nothing 50-50 about nothing that they reported. 1.5, 1 million, that's not 50-50. Then this what told me that it was all the way bogus from the fullest. They said they had total pay-per-view buys for both fighters, right? And said Earl was getting 5 million. Say Ugas was getting 2.5. That's still not 50-50, man.
Nope.
Then
they
not
ain't
only
even had the fight yet. So how you
they ain't even had the
he ain't even had a fight yet. So how you divide? And by the way, ain't no way. And then there's a 50% on the gate. You tell me that Ugas is going to get 50% of the gate in Dallas? Come on,
no,
man.
sir. No, sir. Especially not how bad the Manny Pacquiao and Ugas fight did. That fight did terrible because remember when we was waiting on the announcement for Errol Spence and Ugas to fight, that was the holdup because he was wanting 50-50.
Uh-huh.
And no way.
Yeah, ain't doing 50. But they know they did it. The reason it is that was brought up is to say that if Errol's going to give him 50-50, why in the world wouldn't he give it to Terence? Why wouldn't he give it to Terence Crawford? Right? So
yeah,
it's like, you know, people throw stuff out there and you got to think, okay, so what? And also, man, you know, it's just YouTube is like, you know, shit just be sensational. You know what I mean? Like everything has to be sensational. And I'm telling you, the YouTube algorithm and stuff, it's just what people, you know, it's like a title or whatever. And be like, gave 50-50. But if you really listen, you're like, hold on, man, that ain't really 50-50, man. And plus, why in the world would you believe that he would give Ugas 50-50 when Ugas, I mean, that just seems like, why would he do that? He's like, he doesn't even have, it's like he would be giving out a Christmas present or something. You know what I mean?
So, you know, I thought about it. I said, man, let me look this guy up that wrote this article, right? He was some type of dude from, I guess, the Mid-East or something, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I looked him up, come to find out, this man's an inspiring writer.
Oh, yeah.
A groupie, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? What I call a bud sexual, somebody that's to the extremeness. Not all his fans is bud sexuals, right?
Yeah.
But if you're an extremeness and you can't be showed or told what's right, you can't use simple mathematics, common sense, man. You just go off of anything you hear because it fits your narrative and it fits your dislike. Then something's wrong with you, man. I don't dislike Bud Crawford. I think he's a good fighter, but I don't think he put himself in the best position to get those fights. It's just like if I say I want spicy nuggets, I ain't gonna keep going to Subway knowing Subway don't serve no spicy nuggets.
Yeah. You got that? You gonna get you a cold cut over there.
You want to go to Eddie Hearn. You want to go to everybody else except for the man you supposed to go to if you really want those fights. You see what Tim Tszyu doing? Tim Tszyu want the fights. Guess what Tim Tszyu doing? He aligning himself with PBC. That's what Bud needs to do.
Yeah,
But
that's obvious.
But a lot of these dudes, a lot of it's going to be exposed some more as far as one of the main reasons why Bud Crawford numbers is low from the get-go, because all of them not real Bud Crawford fans. They more PBC haters to the point to where they worried about him going to PBC. Oh, he ain't got to sign. What difference does it make? We want to see the fight, right? Why they all crying and butthurt if he signed the PBC? Because it's more about PBC than the fighter. That's why he don't get true support. That's the difference between the fan bases between Earls and Buds.
As I agree, those dudes ain't like it's just a bunch of cats, and they will not support Bud when Bud. If Bud wins, if Bud lost, they wouldn't say nothing else about Bud. But Bud would immediately become trash. Like that's what would happen. Oh, Bud was never that. He never really beat anybody anyway, you know. And they'll go through them same stupid resume conversations that people always try to force you into. But all right, brother, man, I appreciate you, Quentin. Thank you for coming by, bro. You in Texas?
Yes, I'm in Texas.
What part?
I'm in San Antonio, but I'm originally from Houston.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, I'm in Austin, so man, I'm right down the street from you, man.
Oh man, that's what's up. You less than an hour away.
Yeah, we real close. All right, brother.
Peace.
You take care, my man. Anthony A in the building. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, Fanon? Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. I hear you well.
Cool,
You
bro.
got a nice setup, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, I work from, I'm at my office right now, bro. So I had to jump in real quick.
Okay, that's what's up, man. What's going on, Anthony?
What's up? Did he say bud sexual?
Huh?
Did he say bud sexual?
He said bud
okay.
sexual.
That had me dying. That's why I wasn't sure if that's what I heard. But man, I definitely wanted to tell you I'm a definitely big fan, man. I'm plugging in. Happy late birthday to you, by the way, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to ask you a couple questions, man. The first one being about Errol. So I wanted to hear from your perspective. So what do you think would make Errol, pound for pound? What else do you think he would have to do, in your perspective?
I just think he needs a beat. Errol. Probably beat. If he beats Terence Crawford, I would probably put him up there. And I would definitely put him up there. Or if he moved up to 154 and won, got beat Jamel, I would put him there. Yeah, or Terence got to lose and he could get, if Terence lost. The thing is, man, it's tough, that whole pound for pound thing, because I don't have Canelo on there because of the steroids. You know what I mean?
What did he say? He said it was in the meat?
Yeah, he said it was in the meat.
I said, I'm Mexican. That ain't no meat. I'm in SoCal. I'm in Southern California. That Mexican all around here, so I don't know. I've never heard that, but
yeah.
All right. And the second
it's in the meat.
Go ahead.
Other than that, I would probably have Canelo there if it wasn't for the meat and what happened with his meat.
Yeah, I guess the same thing with Oscar Valdez too, right? He got caught.
Yeah, Oscar Valdez got caught, but Oscar
They
Valdez
must share meat, huh?
Yeah, you know what it is, man. It's just a mighty convenient. I mean, maybe it is, man, but maybe you ate those topics. I don't know. You can mask something with tacos. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is, man. You test positive for me, man. I just got to get you,
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it, I just don't know I don't know if that's real or not. But
exactly. We only get one side of it too, so.
Absolutely.
And the second question I wanted to hear from you, man, and I'm actually a huge fan of him, and I follow him, is is Boots. Boots at 147. I'm a huge fan of Boots. So he's fighting here actually in LA, and I'm in the area, so I'm definitely gonna pop up to that one real quick. When he fights Castillo. So I wanted to hear from you. So when he beats Castillo Clayton, and they're saying it's an IBF. I don't know if that's real. Is that a real thing?
It's an IBF title eliminator. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And if Errol pulls this off with Ugas coming up, which I'm assuming he would, So if everything falls into line how we're thinking it is, right? And Boots really fights Errol Spence for that IBF, how does that play out, Mr. Fan?
Man, I'm gonna take Errol in that fight and scared to death.
Yeah, me.
I'll take Errol in the fight, but I'm scared to death because Duran is like that dude is no joke, man.
Bro,
you know what I mean? So the only question for me with Duran is Errol's such like a relentless fighter, and he's got a lot of experience. So, and it is a big step up. So, but like I said, it just would be a fight where, because I'm more familiar with Errol fighting in those, especially if he was able to get past Terence, if he's able to get past Terence and he's able to get past Yordenis Ugas, then I would just, out of just politeness and, and his experience, take Errol and lean towards Errol in it. But I think Jaron is just scary, man. I think he's just scary to death, man. Unreal. Like
when I seen Boots fight, it's almost like he's not supposed to be boxing. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that because he's so damn athletic? Like when I look at Boots, I'm like, if this guy could have chosen any sport, he would have succeeded in it, because just how explosive and how when I seen him, like he could have been like a wide receiver. That's like OBJ boxing. How explosive he is, how loose he is, and I'm like, I've never seen, just the way he moves. Like Deontay Wilder, for example, he could have been a wide receiver in the NFL if he wanted to, how big he is, but he chose boxing. But Jaron Ennis just so happened to be in boxing. If that makes sense, the perspective.
Yeah, no, I understand. He's an athlete.
So that's why when I seen Boots, I was like, I don't know. I personally right now, at the moment, I don't see him losing. But until he meets his maker with Errol Spence, just like you said, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat, bro.
Yeah, it's something like, and I will just tell you though, man, as far as Errol, the thing that stands for Errol for me is just how fundamentally sound he is, and how it's the style of Errol to me is like I say this a lot of times, like if you have a really athletic, like you have a really athletic fighter who kind of fights on the outside, does the outboxing, like the prototypical Black American fighter.
Yeah.
Versus like a high level, like that pressure kind of
like
Nacho Beristain, like that like Juan Manuel Marquez type guy, right? Or Marco Antonio Barrera, those type of guys. If you have an athletic guy that is not like an A+ level skill guy, Juan Manuel Marquez fuck around and kill that dude. You know what I mean? Just because of the amount of pressure that he's putting on, the fact that he's just on the gas, kind of like what happened with him and what happened with Prince Nassim Ahmed and Marco Antonio Barrera, and what has happened with even with Manny Pacquiao being really athletic, and the problem he ran in with Juan Manuel Marquez. So if you are an athletic fighter, but you run into a guy like that and you ain't really on top, like an A+ level with that, those guys are going to catch you. So that's where I say Errol fights more like that, like not exactly like Juan Manuel Marquez, but he's got more of that pressure style where he's always in your chest. He's coming forward, right? He can fight on the back foot. He can do different things, but that pressure is always on you. So if pressure makes pipes bust. So the thing is, if Jaron can't keep Errol off of him, and can't keep that pressure from coming in at him all the time.
Body shots. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, over time, that shit'll break you down, and it's hard to win on scorecards with guys that are throwing that many punches.
True.
Right? So, and that's another reason why I have him over Terence Crawford, because of the punch output and the pressure.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's God willing if that fight ever happens, right? But
yeah, it'll probably happen. It'll happen like Amir Khan and It'll happen like Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Shit, you guys are gonna do it now?
You got my uncles fighting and shit. So.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
I said you have my uncles fighting and shit. They met at the wrong time.
Exactly, man. You know what I mean? I hope it doesn't wind up being that, but
definitely don't want to take too much of your time, man. But I thank you for letting me speak, man. I just wanted to hear your perspective.
Hey, man, thanks, Anthony. Yeah, and I see you in the chat all the time, man. Thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate
you, bro.
It.
Have a great day.
All right, you as well, man. All right, man. That was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. Donnie Williams says Showtime provided Boots with an opportunity to showcase the talent learned from Mr. Boozy Ennis and his older brothers. Absolutely. So, all right, man, I'm gonna put one more link in the chat. I'm gonna take two more people, and then with that, we're gonna call it a day on this fine Saturday. And thank you to everybody that supported in the super chat and everybody that supports in the Cash App. If you guys are somebody, Anthony A is dope, great personality. Absolutely, man. It was a great conversation, man. Smooth dude, man. All right, so I'm gonna do one more. Or I'll do two more, and then after that we'll call that I satisfied my I told you guys I would talk to you type of stuff. But please don't come up with none of that more cornball stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I'm waiting. If anybody ain't taking, we're gonna roll it up. Hey, my man Just a Fan said, in my opinion, Errol starts better and has more output early, but I think Bud is better in the later rounds and has better conditioning. Hey man, it could be. I haven't seen that be the situation. You know what I mean? But all right, man. So I don't see anybody else jumping on here. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the day, man. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll do this again next Saturday. We'll do this again next Saturday. Hey, Brian Corbett said, "Fanon, what's your prerequisite for a Hall of Fame? Did you have to have a full career? That you got actually have to have a full career? You know what I mean? That's what I think. You know, I'm talking about guys being in the Hall of Fame once these guys have done enough where I can look at their whole career and say, what was your whole career? You know, I'm not sticking people in the Hall of Fame after they got 22 fights, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's just not me. You know what I mean? But I can't say that I have it because I'm not going to get a vote for the Hall of Fame, man. You know? Muhammad Nazar said 26 fights ain't nothing. Yeah, dude, I mean, I'm telling you, man, and that's what they would say. That's what they would say before about AJ. They're like, man, look what he's done, and he's only has 22 fights. Like, man, but he's only got 22 fights. You know what I mean? Like, you wait till this guy gets to 30 fights, man. And then we'll see what it is. Once he's got 30 fights. After you get 30 fights and you got an idea about what the dude is, man. You don't know what dudes are at 22, just because he got an opportunity against a mismatched opponent for a BS belt. I'm not saying that's necessarily what AJ did, but you get my point, man. Jessica Van said his bro was about to stop the fight, but Errol kind of coasted to the end. Yeah, he looked like he was a little bit out of shape in that, man. He said Errol couldn't turn up to put Mikey away, man, but he beat Mikey all the way out in that fight, man. You know? He did what he's supposed to do against Mikey, man. It is what it is, though, you know? Dang, man. Every day I'm looking at some bills hit me in the face, man. But all right, man, look, I'm going to get up out of here, man. It was a lot of fun. Check y'all out. Probably on Monday. I might go tomorrow. DA said, best channel, hand down. Love this channel. Keep the facts coming. Blessings. Hey, man, thank you, man. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.